You know what? Um, Fuck, who needs 3 minutes? I guess we could just go now, right? Hold up. Okay? Who do we got here? I see, one sec. I caramba. Hold up. What is up? What is up, people? What is your opinion on gay ops? Well, that just encompasses such a broad variety of things. It really depends. I mean, like, is it I've done private fact finding sessions where like a group of people will come together to research a given topic or whatever, but like I wouldn't consider that a gay op by any means. Cuando va a aprender español, buddy? How many how long how long do how long have I fuck me, dude. I'm failing. I'm failing. What is up, people? What's up? It is presently 8:40 in California. We have I'm a little tired because my drawer is open. Fuck. I gotta fix that before it bothers me all stream. One sec. It's 8:46 in California. It's about to be midnight on the East Coast. You know. Anyways, um, so we have a lot. There are a lot of things going down that we have to cover. I haven't really prepared. I saved some stuff. I haven't prepared like a super in-depth docket. So you know, it is what it is. What's with this new haircut? It's not. I didn't get a haircut. It's just my hair. It looks a little different today. It looks different depending on the humidity. But there is a lot. There is. Do you have a spoon drawer? I have a silverware drawer in my kitchen, which is over there. You know. He said, "When are you gonna learn Spanish?" I'm attempting to right now, but I'm not very good at it. I can understand. I can understand some things, and I can say others, but I'm not particularly great at it. Have you been up for 24 hours again? No, no, I've not. So real quick before we get into this, um, for those of you that don't know, I've never liked cruises. I've really never liked cruises. I've been invited to go on one once, with my family, and I turned it down, and I don't really regret it. I just something about traveling. You like to like the fun part for me about traveling is I could just get up and go to another city tomorrow and nobody knows or will bother me about it. I'm on my own time, could do whatever I want, nobody knows me, etc. There's like a freedom to it. And I feel like cruises, they could be fun, but I feel like they kind of restrict that freedom a little bit. But for those of you that don't know, there was a cruise deporting from Argentina that had a breakout of a type of hantavirus known as the Andes strain, which is the only form of hantavirus that is transmissible but person to person. And it's interesting because right before COVID in 2018, I read this book by a guy called David Quammen called Spillover, and he talks about like zoonotic illnesses and the risk of a pandemic if the spillover effect happens, where a zoonotic illness that's only transmissible between animals becomes transmissible between people. And it seems like hantaviruses a hantavirus had mutated to become transmissible between people in the form of the Andes strain, and it might potentially be more contagious than they thought. And there was an outbreak as a result of this cruise, where so far there have been about there's 11 suspected cases, 9 confirmed, and of the 9 confirmed, 3 are dead so far. One woman, to my knowledge, is in critical condition in a hospital in France. Hold on. I don't really get nervous about shit like this, but hantaviruses are scary in particular just because of the symptoms and mortality rate. It's far more severe than what COVID was. So this is not really a virus you want. If there was ever a virus to become a pandemic, this is not the one you want. But with that being said, yeah, I've just been following this story a little bit. There is now suspected to be a case in Illinois amongst somebody who hadn't even been exposed to members of the cruise, but that could just be people get hantaviruses anyway from exposure to aerosolized rodent droppings. I heard you and Bo Blacks are doing a joint OF video. Congrats, man. I don't know where this announcement came from, but thank you. I actually reached out to Bo Blacks to come on tonight. Bobby declined, but requested that I look at this on my stream. So we could take a look at this real quick, okay? We could take a look at this. Didn't they say the chances of a pandemic like COVID were low? Based on our present understanding of the Andes strain, we knew that even though it was transmissible person to person, it required close, prolonged contact, not like brief exposure and shit. The problem with that is, to my knowledge, the Andes strain in particular is just not as well. It's not understood as well, and it's the only type that transmits person to person. And now you have a sample size of people who've gotten it. That's, I think, to my knowledge, this might be the biggest mass exposure to the Andes strain of a hantavirus ever, and it seems like some of the prior knowledge about how the virus works and transmits, etc., is being refuted by what we're seeing right now. They're saying today that it might be more transmissible than previously thought. But Bobby asked me to take a quick look at this, and I guess we can. The White House says they will identify and neutralize political groups that are anti-American, radically pro-transgender, and anarchists. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Really quick. We just skim through. Presidential forward. When I returned to the White House on January 20th, 2025, 4 years of weakness, rent-free, by the way. Biden's licking on an ice cream cone, living in this guy's head, rent-fucking-free. Thank you for the 5 starfish. With the mortality rate being so high, I doubt it will become a pandemic. Whoa. Kind of like Ebola. You don't really know. It might not. It could not. There's a real chance it won't, right? It's probably more probable than it won't than that it will. But the chance is low until it happens. So we're just going to have to see. This is definitely something to at least be amongst health officials, to take seriously and be legitimately concerned about this. Because even though the risk is low, you still have that high mortality rate, and there's still a lack of it seems like a lack of clear conclusions about the nature of transmission amongst this new strain that can go person to. It's not new. I think it came about in the 90s, but maybe Aiden likes Boblax again. I'm not 5. If I there are a few people where I dislike them so much that outside the context of content, I would be completely unwilling to speak to them. There's only a few people that are like that I just dislike to that extent. But that requires a very exceptional threshold. And with the Bo Black shit, Although I think Bo Blacks is like pathetic and did a bunch of pathetic shit, it doesn't affect me personally enough to sit here and like not even be willing to cordially speak. And it also, uh, what if the worst conclusion based on what he did is not one where it's like, oh, I have to like quarantine myself from this person. I can't even fucking like speak to him. I'm not friends with Bo Blacks. I don't like obviously I'm not friends with the guy, but like, if there's a drama or something, I'm totally fine reaching out. When I returned to the White House on January 20th, 2025, 4 years of weakness, failure, surrender, and humiliation under the last administration came to an end. Today, our nation is strong, our borders are secure, and the United States is... Okay, dude. How are you even, like, that last one? It's like amongst like their like they lie about this all the time. Like a lot of these facts they're able to obscure where like amongst their voter base it's like not necessarily going to be readily apparent. But the one thing that should at least be undeniable is that we're not respected all over the world right now. In fact, it's like the opposite. So I don't know where they're figuring this one out from. We're once again putting America first. As a part of my commitment to defending America from all enemies, foreign and domestic, we are once again working to crush the threat of terrorism. Within 43 days, we apprehended the terrorist mastermind of the attack on Abbey Gate in Afghanistan that left 13 American service members dead. In just 1 year, we brought back 106 American hostages from captivity abroad without paying a single dollar to their captors. We designated key chapters of the Muslim Brotherhood as the terrorist groups they've always been. We mobilized the Department of Homeland Security to remove illegal alien criminals and jihadist sympathizers from our country. We ended the war in Gaza, secured the release of all remaining hostages, and began the process of ensuring Gaza can no longer serve as a haven for terrorism and extremism by bringing security and prosperity to the region. Security and prosperity. That's one way to put it, I guess. That's one way to... There's nothing there anymore. Look, Patrick, we brought security and prosperity to Gaza. It's a parking lot. I mean, how much of Gaza is, like, still... I know that there obviously people live in Gaza still, right? Obviously there are some intact structures in Gaza. But like if you look, there was this one website that was really effective at making it like clear to me. It would show aerial views of the strip from before and after, and you just have these entire large geographical areas just fucking decimated. It's crazy. If anything, shit like that creates the circumstances for more radicalism in the region. When you go and just like massively destabilize these places, it actually like history has shown us creates more radicalism. I'm pretty sure, to be fair, I'm not like a scholar when it comes to ISIS, but ISIS came about like in the wake of the power vacuum in Iraq and Syria. And it seems like when we go in, we topple regimes and go to war and go and affect, negatively impact the civilian populace, especially in the Middle East. It just creates a power vacuum for even more radical groups to take root. So what is this? So I guess we don't need to read the full thing. What the fuck? Our new U.S. counterterrorism strategy is a return to common sense and peace through strength. As I said, after our first successful counterterrorism mission, just days after I was sworn back in office, if you hurt Americans or are planning to hurt Americans, we will find you and we will kill you. Okay, why is it capital? Okay. Currently, we face three major types of terror groups: narco-terrorists and transnational gangs. These groups are not necessarily terrorists, right? Like, people use terrorism as like group that perpetrates violence. That's not even necessarily true. There are groups that are perpetrate violence as like a means to um essentially they're like criminal organization and business, like targeting of rival gang members, etc. We wouldn't classify those as terrorists, would we? Legacy Islamist terrorists, violent left-wing extremists, including anarchists and anti-fascists. So apparently, just so you're aware, anti-fascism is such a broad umbrella, but that umbrella typically is just left-wing, right? You have you have groups like Antifa that are like vague coalitions of anti-fascists, mostly encompassing like anarchists identifying anti-fascists, right? But this could literally describe everybody to the this could describe everybody on the left if we're applying it like that. I don't know if that's what they meant, but like still, it's like a crazy thing to write. Also, right-wing motivated violence exceeds left-wing motivated violence in this country. Data shows this. So I don't know why that wouldn't be the top of this group. Yeah, this is just like more propagandizing to essentially just like beat into the American public's head that the left is exceptionally violent and like recent attacks or assassinations, etc. It's like a left-wing thing, which is just not true. Political violence is perpetrated by both sides of the aisle, and data just shows it's more so on the right. I don't know what the argument would be here for not other than like implicit like endorsement or minimization, what the argument would be here for not including right-wing political terrorism. It's literally just to further stoke division. Crazy stuff. Okay, well, with that being said, I guess we can move on to the other shit. Do you think Trump's first assassination was fake? I haven't seen evidence to suggest that it was. So assassination attempt, you mean? I just have not seen, like, I have not seen evidence to suggest it was. This is the thing, and both people can fall, clip this if you want. Both sides can fall susceptible to, I forget, is it like, is the term illusory correlation? Or basically, if you set parameters to be entirely arbitrary, meaning just things in general, you can use anything as an example, you can point out a million coincidences in literally everything. And whenever somebody has vested interest in denial of a political event, they will do this thing where they use arbitrary parameters, start pointing out a bunch of coincidences that confirm the position that they already went into their assessment wanting to reach. And both sides can be guilty of. Both sides are guilty of this. I see it more on the right than I do on the left. But you know, that doesn't mean the left is immune from it. Like when it comes to it's probably true that somebody did try to kill Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. I think that if it were fake, I don't know if they would have had a real person die. That unnecessarily complicates it. And two real people, that unnecessarily complicates it. And I don't really understand that it's fake angle. Can you show proof it's more on the right? Sure, doesn't look at FBI domestic terrorism statistics. By identified ideology of the perpetrator. You haven't seen that, like, have you seen anything to suggest? Hold on. Domestic terrorism by political affiliation, FBI. The thing is, there was a point in America where left-wing terrorism did probably exceed right-wing terrorism. You see this especially during the Cold War. You had a lot of mobilized left-wing terror organizations, like, you know, you had the Red Army faction in Germany that was doing a bunch, that's outside of America, but you had the Red Army faction in Germany that was doing a lot of shit. In America, you had the Weathermen and the Weather Underground which were like bombing like college campuses and stuff. If you go back to the 20s, you have the anarchist movement, and a lot of it's mostly amongst Italian groups, I think, at one point, but like people who were followers of people like Luigi Galliani and other prominent anarchist thinkers were perpetrating attacks and assassinated one of the presidents. I think it was McKinley. So historically, left-wing terrorism has existed, right? It's just in like the 21st century. Hold on, FBI, DHS, domestic. This is from May of 2021. Um, yeah, literally every single I've yet literally there's no data here that's showing that it's more left wing than right wing. Literally, just look at anyone who's polled this. It all seems to show that between since the early 2000s to now in the United States, domestic terrorism has been overwhelmingly right wing. Anyways, anyways. So, wait, I think I missed a tip. One sec. ZM Punk with the 10. Thank you so much. Loving the streams lately, AG4L. Much appreciated, buddy. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into DeOrio. That's what everyone wants. That's what people want to say. Let's do DeOrio. Actually, wait, really quick. I got sent something that's insane. Really quick before we even get into DeOrio. It's kind of on this subject because they invoked Gaza, and that will kind of segue us. That will segue us in nicely to the DeOrio shit. But I saw, I got sent this, and I'm curious what you guys think. I don't know. Do we have any big coffee drinkers here? People that go to frequent cafes a lot? Because if you frequent cafes a lot, maybe you have a sort of mental image of what a good cafe looks like. Well, let's see if it's anything like this. It's down here. One sec. Okay, this is from the NY Post, and it's an opinion piece, by the way, but nevertheless, it's still insane. Luxurious Gaza cafe pokes quite the hole in the genocide narrative. This is in a tent, by the way. What about this looks luxurious to you? What is Where's the luxury? You can This is luxurious, by the way. It's just a cafe. It's just a cafe. Genocide can't happen when cafes exist, by the way. Ethan Klein seeing this, like soy nodding. But speaking of our good buddy Ethan, there was some drama today involving him and iDubbbz. And for those of you that don't know, I've been critical of iDubbbz coverage. I think that people have like over exaggerated how necessarily bad he is. I gotta be honest, or how much he's worth covering for that matter. I think it's like a little bit excessive. Like for example, the biggest thing is the fucking dude. The learned empathy at 30 shit is the most stupid thing to make fun of. Because, yeah, he used the wrong term. He should have said developed instead of learned. But if you're somebody with a functioning IQ of over 80, you can still decipher the meaning of a message, even if the person did not pick the best wording. You know not to take every single word as literal as possible. The only people that do that are people with vested interest in mischaracterizing an argument or fucking idiots, right? But what he was essentially saying was, as he's aged, right, his sense of empathy has gotten greater to the point where now he doesn't want to do certain things that he used to do in the past due to this more developed sense of empathy. And it is absolutely normal for your sense of empathy to develop as you get older. That's just normal. But apparently there's this clip. So from our buddy Shamu, we get this tweeted out. He says, Ethan Klein is threatening to sue iDubbbz and Anissa Jomha over bringing up on screen a post that Destiny made calling Ethan a pedophile. Let's take a look.
By the way, service some fine Canadian lawyers. That's right. Lawyers that specialize in defamation. And by the way, I really don't think that's okay thing to put out. Some fine Canadian defamation lawyers that sent a letter to Anissa and Ian demanding a retraction and a halting of the defamatory statements that I molest my children. And the day after that, the Scorched Lagoon was slain like smog. There was only one skill.
So if you're sending a cease and desist for defamation over this issue, let me be clear. I'm not familiar with Canadian law. I know nothing about it. I know that there are probably a lot of similarities, but not all, to our legal system to some extent, but I'm not super familiar with it. I'm assuming that if any future lawsuit would be conducted, it would be conducted in Canada, right? But or maybe in the US, I'm not sure. But regardless, what I'm going to be looking for here is, did iDubbbz make the claim that Ethan was touching his own kids? If iDubbbz made that claim in a serious manner that would be taken literally by the people watching and would show that he has the intent for you to believe that claim, then maybe you have a reason to get up in arms or whatever. I think nobody is... If that were true, though, I would have heard more about this claim, as would everyone, if iDubbbz ever tried to seriously pass this off as like some legitimate thing that had basis to it, right? And also, well, yeah, I mean, we just would have heard... I feel like we would have heard more about this, right?
Shown, and it was the threat of a lawsuit. That's right.
Suing people over what they say online is something that should realistically be frowned upon, because it's hall monitor behavior, and the truth of the matter is you should always resolve things in the free market of ideas, not always, but for the most part, almost always, use the free market of ideas to defend yourself from false claims through debate and argumentation, right? Now, with claims like this, if a large creator was attempting to seriously pass this off as true, then maybe you can look into legal options if that were true, right? And it were having damage and people were buying into it, right? I think that that's a damaging enough claim where if somebody lies about that and intends to purposefully pass it off as a lie, then like potentially they'd be opening themselves to some sort of legal consequence. I'm not against the notion of suing somebody over statements, right? But amongst the commentary crowd, our livelihood is built upon our ability to criticize others and cover claims in relation to others, and nobody wants this fucking looming hall monitor over the unless we're doing something exceptionally egregiously wrong regularly with our coverage, which for the most part we're not. The community sort of polices itself on many things for the maintenance of standards. Then I don't like this idea. Nobody should. We've criticized this idea.
It's not because they're principled. It's not because he's above it. In fact, they're hurting bad. Look at him. His shit is fucking falling off so hard. It's
okay, so you have that. Now, what was the original statement that is necessitating some sort of lawsuit or the threat of a lawsuit? Let's take a look at this disturbing coverage. So the original stream, thought there'd be a clip on here. Fuck. Let me just check my inbox 1 sec. So you disagree that Shadman shouldn't get sued by Keemstar. What about anything I've just said would have led you to that conclusion? Exactly. Also, I don't think that that would be a civil matter. I think that should have been a criminal matter. If Keem wanted to sue for civil damages as well, I would not be opposed to that. But, like, I literally have said nothing that should be leading you to that conclusion. So I don't know how you got there exactly. Yeah, we don't have the clip. It's not here.
It's okay. So I do want to say I don't agree with what's being said in this comment here, but I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed because it's a big, bold accusation that's very fucked up.
You said you didn't want people to get sued over the internet. I came to a conclusion what you said too. Okay, let's lay out exactly what I said. What I said was that over statements online, I am almost always, and I preface all, I'm on a whole new sentence about almost, meaning that there would be some outlying cases where you should be handling it and settling it in the free marketplace of ideas as opposed to resorting to a lawsuit. You're discussing a case where somebody sexually depicted using the likeness of somebody's real 10-year-old child. That obviously has nothing to do with the nature of statements online. That is the sexualized it's still expression, right? But that would probably encompass the almost part, right? Because I'm not taught that's such a outlying case. You didn't clarify that, though. I didn't. Okay, so that's just a fucking lie, because if you rewind this VOD, which is public, I say almost. I clarify it as such. Anyways. So, I don't understand what basis Ethan has for a cease and desist. iDubbbz pulls up this statement. He says he doesn't think that, or he doesn't agree with it. And he says that it's fucked up. So he's not passing this off as he's not making this claim. So you're going to try to sue him for a defamatory claim that he never made. He never made this claim. I don't know much about Canadian law, but there's no case here. You're just sending someone a cease and desist for no reason. And I'm assuming that Ethan knows that, well, obviously, Ethan knows this as well, and is being purposely dishonest and obtuse about it. The truth of the matter is, Ethan Klein is just a spiteful, embittered maniac that has spent every single day for the last couple of years obsessing over people that he claims are total, like, nobody losers or whatever, like the fucking Jomhas, right? Obsessing over these types, actively provoking them, looking at them on Instagram when he's doing something else, etc. It has been overtly excessive, overtly, like, indicative of mental unwellness, and we've just sat here and pretended like, oh no, this is like totally normal. This is completely normal, guys, to be this obsessed with iDubbbz and Anissa and Hassan. You should have said what you mean by almost. So I did say what I mean by almost. I actually gave an entire explanation of what I meant by almost in this VOD like 5 minutes ago or less, which anyone can rewind and demonstrate that you're overtly wrong or blatantly lying. Anyways. So I don't know what basis is they have for this at all. All the shit he inhales and eats has gone to his brain. True. I meant when you said it, not after 5 minutes after. No, I didn't wait 5 minutes. I immediately followed it with almost. Oh, I immediately followed it with the explainers. I don't know what you're talking about. You want to call in about this? You could debate me on it. We could pull up the clip while you're in call, so that I could just humiliate you live. That'd be easier. Okay. Anyways. Besides me being right again, award. The other issue you have with this is that Ethan did parrot a claim about somebody being a pedophile, or what we would describe, or many would describe as a pedophile. Ethan falsely boosted on Insta a claim that Anissa had relations with a 17-year-old when she was an adult. And then he issued I'm pretty sure Ethan himself had to issue a retraction over this. And I said this at the time, it's indicative of how obsessed he is with them when he's going and just reposting such like harsh hitting claims without any basis to it. Like, you have to be like particularly ass mad by somebody to make a mistake like that, right? But Ethan has actually agreed with and parroted claims of people doing shit with kids, incorrectly so. The targets of this new cease and desist. So not only is he a hypocrite, not only is he dishonest by claiming that iDubbbz made a claim that he not only never made, but explicitly clarified he didn't agree with, but he is also somebody that is further solidifying himself as a fucking lolcow that sues these people that they're supposedly losers, nobodies. They're such nobodies that he's getting so ass mad about them he has to mischaracterize statements to go hire international lawyers to send cease and desist. It's fucking ridiculous. Aiden, I got mods saying you didn't. Okay, so the claim is that I never clarified what I meant by almost. Okay, that's the claim. And then you said I actually said it 5 minutes after. So, let's just rewatch this. If we rewatch this and you're wrong, you're banned for life. You're banned for life. If you're right, then I'm gonna look like an ass and I'm gonna have to say sorry. But I know you're wrong. Egregiously wrong regularly with our coverage, which for the most part, crowd, our livelihood is built upon our ability to think that that's a damaging enough claim where if somebody lies about that and intends to defend yourself from false claims, if iDubbbz ever tried to seriously pass this off as like some legitimate thing that had basis to it, right? And also, well, yeah, I mean, we just would have heard, I feel like we would have heard more about this before. Right? Let me be clear. I'm not familiar with Canadian law. I know nothing about it. I know that there are probably a lot of Simp familiar with it, right? But or maybe in the US, I'm not sure. But regardless, what I'm going to be looking for here, touching his own kids, be taken literally. Okay, by the people. I'm not going to be looking for that. Watching and would show in it that he arms or whatever. I think nobody is. If that were true, though, seriously pass this off. It is something that should realistically be frowned upon because it's hall monitor behavior. And the truth of the matter is you should always resolve things in the free market of ideas. So I say always, not always, but for the most part. Oh, wait, so that clarification happened 5 minutes later after I said always? This is 5 minutes to you. This is 5 minutes to you, by the way. 5 minutes, by the way. And the truth of the matter is you should always resolve things in the free market of ideas. Not always, but for the most part, almost always, die. Eat shit and die. Fucking loser. Anyways, I don't know. There isn't a stopwatch. Got it. Okay, anyways, back to this. Just hurts. It hurts being right sometimes, man. You didn't say, what is your basis for suing someone? Okay, the claim was that what I said there would conclude that that Keem should not be able to sue Shadman's daughter. You then followed that up in the comments by saying in the comments that, like, I had said you shouldn't sue people over online beef, or I forget what your exact wording was, but you were going with the understanding that I'm against suits in general, right? I say almost always, meaning that there would be times that I would be okay with people getting sued, meaning that this outlying fringe example is not immediately discredited and invalidated by any statement I made. That was a non sequitur on your part. Okay, I'm getting... Here's what Nicholas DeOrio had to say about Ethan Klein threatening to sue iDubbbz. I can't, for the life of me, fathom why it would be a flex to cease and desist the two poor losers in Canada over them showing a comment a completely different person said without pursuing destiny. Oh my God, guys! DeOrio's come to grace. It's a miracle. Nobody predicted this. Except they did. Kilo did. As well as me. I said months ago that the day is gonna come where he's gonna want to get out of this. And he's gonna try to pretend. He's either gonna pretend or he's gonna try to weasel his way back to our side. Don't let him. Or he's gonna be unable to actually leave or get out of it because he's so deep into it. But Kilo has a segment in his DeOrio video, which I want to take a quick look at again. It's purely about optics. It's not about optics anymore. He wants out. He wants out. At some point, somebody with an ego like Nick's is never going to be satisfied being like the subordinate of somebody else and just babysitting their audience for them. He would never be able to do the EHD shit in the long run. His ego just wouldn't allow, like his ego would not allow, like he obviously doesn't want to get pigeonholed into this. The problem is he kind of has. Really quick, though, I want to go back to the Kilo video because
DeOrio gets a rodent.
But also, here's the other problem you have. Clip this, okay? Clip this. I see you, conspiracy lemur, and fucking clip this, because it's so blatant. Why right now, after the Kilo videos come out, after multiple people have seen and predicted he's going to attempt to jump ship, why is this the thing that he can't fathom? Why isn't he tweeting, I cannot for the life of me fathom why Ethan would ever be willing to platform a claim that Anissa was having relations with a child with absolutely no evidence? He's somebody that's been doing this long enough where he knows you have to have evidence for a claim before you make it. He's experienced with the law. So I can't fathom why he would just go and repost that claim. I can't fathom why he spends every waking moment of his life focusing on the people that he supposedly is a victim of and just wants to get away from, and they're harassing him and coming after him. I cannot. There's so many things about Ethan Klein as a person that are unfathomable. Yet this is finally, all of a sudden, now we get a tweet that you can't fathom this. How could you fathom anything else that's been happening for the last fucking 2 years, fat ass? Like, or sorry, a year, 1 year, for the last 1 year. How have you been able to fathom anything else that's happening, fat ass? Like, this is just the thing that is so blatant and indefensible. He's going to use this as his way out to fucking weasel. And it's so apparent. How did he fathom it before? How was he able to fathom it before? The truth is he wasn't. The truth is he was not. Because you have two DeOrios, and I've told you about this. You have the DeOrio you all have seen, and you have the DeOrio that I know. And Nick would, in private, be far more reasonable on certain things when it came to Ethan than what he was publicly expressing. The issue is he was pretending like he's always like this, and the cope was for DeOrio that he has made criticism to Ethan. It's just you have to watch his VODs. He's like, none of these people watch my streams or whatever, and it's like, well, yeah, because you've made it so that watching your streams and figuring out where a specific clip is the most unideal, complicated process possible. Right? What I should have done, and what somebody should have done at that point in time, is asked him, okay, just so we don't have to ask for every individual clip of every incident to figure out whether or not you're behaving like controlled opposition. Nick, if you had to pick on your own, out of your entire channel's history, if you had to pick, what is the worst clip of Ethan Klein? Or, sorry, worst criticism you've made on stream about Ethan Klein to demonstrate you're capable of opposition? The reason that you would want this clip is because it tells you everything about all the other clips. He can't do the cope of nobody watches my streams when it's an example that he picked that would demonstrate his hardest hitting criticism and would tell you everything you would need to know about all the other clips, because the assumption would be that those other clips are not going to be as hard hitting as this one. The truth of the matter is, he has not been heavily critical of Ethan. When he has give criticisms of Ethan, he's done it in a manner that doesn't lead to you making sweeping conclusions about Ethan as a person, when the situations themselves would lead you to make sweeping conclusions about Ethan as a person. Augie is still loyal enough to take him back. I've said this. Augie's not a bad dude. Okay, Augie is not, I'm telling you, he's not a bad guy. I'm biased, obviously, because we've been friends for so long. He's just loyal to a fault. And for many people, he's just the last one off the train. I dealt with this myself when the community was backing him. I dealt with this with the flamenco stuff, where I wanted Augie to drop flamenco. And it just, I was getting shit for that. I literally watched Nick faking to be, yeah, exactly. The statements here are things like the criticisms. I can't figure out why he would do this. Instead of a negative assertion about him, which this far into it, we would assume you'd have some negative assertions about Ethan as a person. Has Nick said during his coverage that Ethan Klein is like unbelievably thin-skinned and should like grow a pair? Has Nick said like, there are multiple statements and conclusions to be that would lead to you making affirmative statements about Ethan himself. And when Nick's criticisms happen, it is either presented in the form of hypothetical, like if this is the case, then it's bad, not necessarily accepting that the if is present, therefore not necessarily indicating that you have a negative conclusion about Ethan, or it's shit like this. Why is this happening? I can't fathom it. Nobody believes that this is the thing you can't fathom. If you were able to somehow fathom everything else that this fucking maniac has done, then I don't honestly believe that this is the thing you can't fathom, so much so that it's worth explicitly noting. You're doing this to signal something publicly, to signal some sort of message. Either I'm willing to oppose Ethan, I'm willing to criticize Ethan, or you understand that this is like an indefensible scenario, or this is only serving as like as a token. The disavow from, if Nick comes to the right position on this, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be intrinsic. It is going to be, it's going to be, there's some motivation to come to the right position on this, because I don't believe that the rightness or wrongness of something necessarily indicates his standing with it, right? It's about the benefit to himself. I want to just rewatch this part of the Kilo video. Maybe it's part of the distancing phase. Clip like hell, people, by the way. We need clippers, dude. All hands on deck. Fully mobilized force. It was written in the video. It wasn't, here it is. Yeah.
Mine. And he starts laying the foundation for the final step in his system, the step that ties the whole thing together, and the one that will allow him to repeat the whole process again. Distance. He sees the writing on the wall, and in classic Nick fashion, he starts planning his exit.
I hate this. I hate Hassan Piker, and I hate these people more. I hate these people so much. They're like actually fucking insane. Dude, people will
In this case, he's referring to distancing amongst the Hassan opposition crowd. Is he talking
me next to these people because I also criticize Hassan Piker. There is too much of this going on in the hating Hassan Piker community. It's fucking insane.
Nick can feel the ship sinking, and he's trying to make sure he has a clean way out before he goes down with it.
Yeah, this is why nobody can get held accountable, because Hassan Piker is bad.
Yeah, that is why no one gets held accountable, Nick. That's what my...
It has been so evident that he was going to jump ship. The question was, how was he going to do it? And is it even going to be possible? And it is possible, absolutely, for him to get off now. It's just not going to be ideal for him, right? What is he going to really go back to? But people, you knew this was coming. You just knew. I didn't realize it would happen so soon after Kilo's video. Honestly, for Kilo, it could not have been more perfect timing. But Nick is positioning himself as an independent, as not somebody that has been. DeOrio has been Ethan Klein's Mussolini, and he wants to think he was just like some free acting agent here. It's ridiculous. But I noticed this from Dickers, and what I'll say here is, listen, I get why people hate DeOrio. I understand it. Simultaneously, when we hate people get a little bit ahead of themselves on certain things to try to find every negative angle. And I think that historically, I think that there have just been people that have gotten totally conspiracy brained about certain shit, and it's been a nightmare to have to deal with some of the anti-DeOrio people for me, because even after I'd cut DeOrio off, even after me and Nick had the bridge burn, right, I still had to deal with completely nonsensical claims of like coordination. I had to deal with rumors that had absolutely no basis established to them. Anything that I did that was to the benefit of the, like, for example, when I was in communication with Nick, and Nick would indicate something he was planning or something he was doing. For example, when I personally felt like he had said something that would indicate future action against my friend's website, I took the time to privately DM my friend, and that got recharacterized as I was doing Nick's bidding by warning this person, which is like obviously just like completely false, right? But regardless, I think people have jumped the gun on certain things, and people make sweeping accusations way too quick. But I've been seeing allegations against Dickers recently. That Dickers has been sweeping for Nick. I don't know what the deal is with that. I personally, Dickers has seen much success lately. I think that's good. And Dickers is somebody that likes to keep his connections. He likes to keep his connections, likes to keep his lines open and network. And he went on to EFAP with DeOrio. And apparently there was some drama about, lack of coverage in relation to the Kilo segment. I don't know whether or not there's any basis to that. There could legitimately be no basis to this. Dickers is not sweeping for Nick, and people are just doing what they did to me, to him. And if that's true, right, I'm not on board with that whatsoever. But simultaneously, I saw this, which was interesting, because it seems like Dickers is now helping the narrative of like DeOrio is like as an anti-Ethan. He's like, look, DeOrio's getting banned too, guys. Or DeOrio stuff's getting taken down too. He's also getting shit from the Ethan community or whatever. The H3 product, I guess he's not saying that here, but I feel like that's what's implied. The H3 production subreddit is taking down posts agreeing with Nicholas DeOrio's hateful or toxic posts to promote personal attacks. Removed by moderator. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, if this post got taken down, it seems more so this person would have been taken down for reiterating the unfavorable position, not merely for aligning with Nick. Like, it's making it look like, oh, if you're agreeing with Nick, if you're aligning yourself with Nick, you're getting banned from there. Like, kind of playing on this association or whatever. But this person could have had this deleted just because of the nature of the statement, not because this has anything to do with Nick. This person could have put all of this without reference to Nick and probably still would have gotten their shit taken down by the subreddit. Chud said Dickers is sweeping because he didn't watch the full 4-hour Kilo video like you. With Dickers, there might be more base out just because Dickers is willing. See, I'm somebody that my ADHD is indiscriminate. So, long form content, I've had trouble engaging with it regardless of what's being said or who it's coming from. Dickers has displayed himself as somebody that is willing, to his benefit, as somebody that is willing to do tedious, boring shit for the sake of content. I'm pretty sure he went through the entire I'm Alex document. He was covering this Parlo IA shit for like over a month. You know, he gets into the details, gets into the, and so for him, the notion of maybe not being willing to watch the full video may seem to be more as a result of opinions expressed as opposed to necessarily the video's length. I believe that he wouldn't have watched it because of the video's length, personally, but I can understand the position of being a little suspicious of that, right? To your benefit, what you watched, you actually commented on, and what I saw from Dickers, he barely reacted. Well, that could be for a myriad of reasons. Listen, you could say I'm sweeping for Dickers here, but I think that people with the suspicious thinking sometimes really jump the gun on certain things, and I've been on the receiving end, so I'm a little bit empathetic here to maybe Dickers being accused of being a sweeper. Because obviously I know me, and I know that when I was being accused of it, that's not what I was doing at all. So obviously I have this understanding of like people jumping the gun. Hey, Aiden, I just looked up your name out of curiosity. Did you know your name means fiery one or little fire? Yeah, in Gaelic. Do you think Nick is having thoughts like Lyrics did, carving his own way? What do you mean by that? I don't know what you're talking about, the Lyrics. Are you talking about Lyrics' decision to go to Liam Donovan? I don't think it's the same thing at all here. I think it's just a case of... The thing about DeOrio is, and ironically enough, did he unblock me? No. Ironically enough, this is one of the reasons I like DeOrio. I like cocky, arrogant people. I think it's maybe a cultural thing. Me and Nick both come from Long Island, and people on Long Island can be, you know, very blunt, very cocky about certain things, or arrogant about certain things. And I've always liked that in people. I've liked people that are confident in themselves and sure of their ability to succeed and are motivated. And I had perceived that in Nick. But the problem is, as I've gotten older, what I've disliked is an ego without necessarily the skill set to back it up. If you have a legitimate skill set, be egotistical about it. Own it. Okay? You have every right to be proud of that. Like, what shit you genuinely are exceptional at or have accomplished, if you want to be cocky about it, be my fucking guest, right? The problem is, I don't think that Nick has like a skill set or a track record that even somewhat justifies that cockiness or arrogance. And that ego, I think, is the reason that this was never going to work long term. For somebody like Nick, the idea of being like under somebody or subordinate to somebody is just not appealing. in the long run. He's been able to, you know, go through it in the way he has because obviously that desire to be your own person is going to be maybe exceeded or placated by hundreds of thousands of dollars. But inevitably, if he thinks he can go off on his own, he was going to do it. Anyone could see this coming. Wait, what is going on the Jimmy stream? Well, we'll get to the Jimmy stream in a sec. We're about to look at this. You want me to call in? I'm locked out of the live, so never mind. Anyway, are you blocked? No way. I've been blocked for months. I believe it or not, I've never swept for Nick. I have always been independent when it comes to Nick, and that's why in my lifetime I've been blocked and unblocked and reblocked by DeOrio at this point, like a net total of probably 10 times. Because there are times where me and Nick will find common ground, and I actually will enjoy talking to him. But that's never like for long because I have my own mind, and I don't like the notion of standing around somebody and walking on eggshells, and I will speak my mind if he's wrong, as I did. With that being said, Bo Blacks chimed in to give his takes, which then caused this relitigation of the... I have a love-hate relationship with the RFC tards. I think some of them I enjoy hanging around, but they're just like so mind broken about, like, they're all autistic and their only frame of reference is like RFC shit from like 5 years ago. They've never grown up. Everything needs to be related back to Tipster or Bo Blacks or Flamenco. Like when I was having my drama, there were people, the RFC tards, some of them would be like, this is flamenco behavior. It's like, has nothing happened in like the last, like, is that your only frame of reference whenever somebody's doing something you dislike? But I've been noticing between the RFC tards, there was, hold on. Let's go to... Bo Blacks something has changed in Bo Blacks like a month or two ago, or 3 months ago. I think Bo Blacks has gotten better at the shit-talking game in some aspects. Nothing changes about what Bo Blacks did. Let's be clear. This person was a manipulative wretch. This person did lie about several things. This person did just not treat certain people very well, and none of that changes. And just because we don't like Nick doesn't mean we need to go and like fucking whitewash the history of Bobby. But with that being said, the coverage of Bobby was excessive. He didn't do anything where my conclusions about Bobby would be so bad that I think it would warrant like constantly like digging his corpse back up to beat on it. So, Bobby says this. I don't mind people shitting on me for stuff I've done because I did do a lot of shitty things, but Nicholas DeOrio in particular is objectively a bad narrator and a liar. Even someone like Augie RFC, for example, as mean as he is, will say what he really believes and won't lie. It's partially true. It's partially true. And I can appreciate... I think Bobby has an honest assessment here of Augie, even though he doesn't necessarily have to. I think that this is probably true. I don't think that I don't mind people shitting on me for stuff is true. He obviously minds. I mean, that's kind of a given. But I hope more people realize his bad behavior and be aware of it, even if they do continue to watch him. I'm glad it's happening, but with people taking notice on how tactically he avoided holding H3 accountable for copyright striking. At least Kilo's video on him was so good. So yeah, I think this is true. You know, I think that, but obviously there are personal gripes here that he's going to come in and try to litigate. And I think that, you know, it's like, obviously, you don't need to, let's just look at how the confusing opinion responds. Wait, fuck. I didn't mean to. The Augie cope has to stop, man. What are you talking about? Who's coping about Augie here? Didn't you claim that Nicholas DeOrio is comment cop with no evidence? So, Boblax did do this. And something I'm willing to... Listen, I'm not sideshow. I'm trying to be fair. Something I will unequivocally tell you, as somebody that DeOrio has blocked, obviously we're not on good terms, I will unequivocally tell you, DeOrio is not comment cop. I've seen their entire year's worth of DMs with one another. I don't believe that DeOrio is nearly as dedicated enough to DM himself to that extent for so many years, just in case, like, inevitably someone was gonna figure it out one day. I just don't think he would do that. And to my knowledge, because I knew Comic Cop before I knew DeOrio, Comic Cop's Australian. That really didn't change. There have been speculations that Comic Cop was other people, but he's not DeOrio. I don't know why Bobby came out and said that, and Bobby just should have retracted it and said it was wrong. Technicals should not have run with it, and I actually debated Technicals on... We didn't really debate. We had a convo about this IRL, where I'd said, like, you know, like, there was no basis to that. Like, I think that was kind of like the Technicals gave me a concession in real life that DeOrio was probably not Comic Cop. But with that being said, like, that was like that was so inconsequential. Like, it's just not, nobody believed that. Nobody believed that, right? It was just it was a wrong claim. Whether or not Bobby knew it was false at the time or not, I don't know. We don't necessarily know. Boblax might have believed it himself when he said it, but he would have absolutely known at some point it probably wasn't true. And he probably, for the sake of his own pride, never issued a retraction. But DeOrio is, like, retweeting this to get a dunk on some fucking nobody. And it's funny because, like, his whole token criticism that he's offered up of Ethan is, like, saying, I can't fathom why it would be a flex to cease and desist to... Understanding that, like, tryharding and sweatlording amongst people that are perceived as being losers and non-threats comes off as pathetic. So with that in mind, I just don't know why the Bobby shit went on for as long as it did and as excessive as it was. Like, I think that it was funny and it was absolutely good content, but at some point, like, it started to look like Nick was, like, legitimately trying to, like, it wasn't just laughing at it. He was legitimately, like, angry at Boblax and not spiteful, spite-driven to fuck with him, like, continuously. He was giving me leaks in private about the shit with Bobby, in his house, etc. But Nick, confusing opinion, or Nick retweets the confusing opinion, I guess, who's like an old head, like, RFC tard. And then it's just, like, more people getting their dunks on Bobla. There's no honor in it. There's no pride in it. There's no... I'm glad Queeman said this to me in a VC a while ago, because I felt this way for so long. It's just, like, there is no honor in getting dunks on, like, on people who are already dead. You know what I mean? This was what I hated in Lio Convoy, for example. Like, these are, like, non-threats, and you're, like, sweatlording to, like, get your easy dubs or whatever. There's just no honor in it. I have absolutely punched down. I've done it with Bobby. I'm not against necessarily punching down. I'm against it when you rely on it to seem like somebody that is competent or smart or capable. If you only punch down or really go much harder when the fight is easier, then I don't really have any respect for you as a person. Smaggle W. Also blocked by... Do you know why I'm blocked by Smaggle? I think this was, like, a little bit far on my part. Do you know why I'm blocked by this guy? Wait, where is it? Advanced search from these accounts at Aiden_UG. There we go. Wait, hold on 1 second. It's a funny exchange. I want to pull it up. Advanced search to these accounts. To Blue Squid Comms. This is what I got blocked over, dude. This is bullshit, man. I didn't even do anything wrong. This actually happened, by the way. I don't... But I got blocked over this, and I've not been unblocked since. He didn't even dispute it. Anyways. So Smaggle hasn't changed much. I mean, yeah, obviously. He's a stunted individual. This will be the closest Nick will be the closest Nick will address the Kilo video. There are legitimate dunks and criticisms on Boblax that Boblax has received 1,000-fold. This is not the time. It's just not the time. The only people who are just taking the time to dunk on Boblax and not talk about Nick right now are people with a vested interest in sweeping. Do not accept Boblax back with open arms. Understand that it was not like the coverage of him was all incorrect and unfair. Most of it was fair. Most of it was correct. Most of these facts that are negative to Boblax are true, right? Even if I, you know, even if I'm like willing to talk to Boblax and everything, that it's still true. That he did lie, was being malicious, etc. But this is just not the time for that. Now, I'm being told right now that on the gym... Hold on. Let's call in. This is in relation to confusing opinion. Hello? Wait, why are you coming through my speaker? One sec. Yo. So, what I was told to call in, apparently there was some, Wait, you can't even hear... Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Okay. What were the, I heard there was some revelations in regards to the confusing opinion. What's going on here?
Can you see my screen share?
Yeah, I'll put it up for you.
No.
Hold on.
Okay, so all right. So the main point is, Alex Deckman was making dog shit tweets on Twitter today. Well, not
As
Alex Deckman,
usual, par for the course.
Confusing opinion was making dog shit tweets on Twitter today, like pretty much equating what Boblax did to what Nick does.
Mhm.
Like here, did you claim that Nick? Because he's saying like it's bad that Nick's running from the H3. He's sweeping for H3 again by sweeping for H3 originally for the I think the MCA shit.
Yeah.
But let's say that's bad. Confusing opinions like, didn't you claim that Nick DeOrio's common comp with no evidence? It's like, come on.
It's like it's months ago. Like it's true. It's true. It's true.
He's right.
I'm not gonna sweep. But he's only saying this. He's only saying this to alleviate pressure from Nick. Has Confusing tweeted at all about like Nick's like blatant running from the Kilo video?
I don't think so, because he tries to meme out of it when on conspiracy lemurs pressing him on, and he put, "I'm on the payroll." Trying to meme out of it at the end. It's so good.
Funny. That's so funny. It's like a tongue in cheek. Yeah, you're not on the payroll. You're just.
I mean, he
too
partially
yourself.
is. He partially, like, I don't know where Connor and Nick stand, but Confusing works for Internet Versus and shit. And
Yeah.
well, he says he says
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yep. He was like in. I could be off on
You
this,
need to get out more, buddy.
but in the old Cabal
Yeah,
Discord
Cabal,
server, I think he might have even been in it. I know he was like he helped make my server.
Hold
But-
on, we can get to.
I'm being told there was
so-
exposure though for something else.
Yeah, well, this is the context. He pissed me off with bad tweets.
Got it.
So I showed funny tweets I showed funny screenshots that I have. Would you ever want to make it serious then? LOL, because these jokes came off pretty differently to me. That's the only reason you're talking to me. Be for real. Yeah, low key, just curious. Because he just wanted to fuck, and it was sad. That was the first one.
Mhm.
This is the second screenshot. Like, I look in your beautiful eyes, and they're so fucking beautiful to look at, and then your tits are just there, and they look great. You also just look like someone who'd be amazing to cuddle with. Just glossing over the tits
love how
comment, smooth.
So
I love how we
That's the funny
punctuated it with 2 exclamation marks. And your tits are just there.
well, I'm
Best tits I've ever seen.
I'm noticing who these messages are directed to, the female involved here. And I've heard this name come up in various situations, various
She gets
patterns.
around.
Yeah, I've been told it seems like she has a thing for leading on spurgs, because I've heard that she was like in a relationship and actively like did shit to lead someone else on while she was in this relationship, and then denied it, or denied like I don't
I
fucking
think
remember.
it's happened like 3 times.
She's evil, bro. She's evil.
Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater.
You know the worst part about it too? She unblocked me because she caught wind that I showed these screenshots. You looking at my shit, I put it's funny, and I was
Oh,
blocked again before even responding.
Sad
Unbelievable.
stuff. Sad stuff. But
It is
you
sad stuff.
This is her saying, "Why are you leaking my shit?" After she, like a few months after she's leaked it to pretty much everybody.
yeah,
What the fuck are we doing?
I knew about this.
I told you about this.
How dare you leak what's already public information?
I don't even know if you were the first person, because I've heard about this from
Over, it's
other
been
people
over.
too. Yeah, this has been out.
This has been out. Well, because this was shared in like a regular chat on my server, which doesn't exist anymore. There was like 20 people in regular chat that could have seen this screenshot.
Is this the version of the screenshots she sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm curious about here, just to be fair, was there any reciprocation on her end, or was this just an out of just like an unprovoked statement
It's out of context. I never got the full context
from her?
from her. These are the
Yep.
only 2 screenshots I got.
Call to action.
So
Total call to action. Leak the
You can
DM.
ask
Free
you can
yourself.
ask Spawn Dial,
Vindicate yourself
or I guess I think Spawn Dial and Samantha had the full DMs. There was reciprocation. Okay, so there was reciprocation.
there
Then.
would be.
He had the full DMs.
and was she in a relationship at this
photo, you
time?
put
During
dick
this
pic.
time?
Yes, I think she said she's been in a relationship since years ago, and this is like a year ago.
I mean,
Oh, man.
why is it if a guy's admitting? When was the first DM? Out of curiosity.
I think they said around Easter 2025.
Well, it says so. We know this is on 420. Click the first screenshot. Oh, the one says 1.
The other one's 620.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Something
618.
after.
Okay. So that one happens after. Okay. And after he admits that, do they keep talking? The second one,
He's-
or the first one that's actually the second one.
The first one they keep talking till like I think beginning to end, middle of May. I'm pretty sure.
Got it.
And
Got-
then they had this whole call, and I was gonna watch about it.
Oh shit. I might take a look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for the rundown, Jimmy. If you're still here, I'll write into you when I'm done. Base.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Ed.
Okay. Anyways, sorry. Thank you, Jimmy, for the giving me that. This Floyd, I don't like. I'm obviously on the other side here, like, funny, confusing, but I'm not going to revel in another man's humiliation when it happens like this, because there seems to be this like breed of Floyd, of Floyd that enjoys stringing these vulnerable, inexperienced young men along, while knowing that they have no interest, but the other person does. They will continue to keep them on the hook. Why? Why? Well, the answer is sadism. The answer is sadism. The answer is enjoyment at the humiliation of these men. And for some reason, whenever it happens, instead of coming to the conclusion that, like, this bitch is evil, guys will go against each other. Guys will turn on each other. They'll go laugh along at their comrades' humiliation. Why? Why? Somebody needs to step up and say, like, actually, no, like, it's embarrassing on your end that you're in a relationship talking to this guy who's admitting that the only reason he's talking to you is because he's into you. And if you suppose have no interest, why not just end it there? He's admitted that's his only intent. Why not just end it there? Confusing opinion. Tired cyborg. Let's take a look at this, because I wouldn't be as critical of her here if she didn't do this to someone else I know. Because this just seems to be an ongoing, like, just like a pattern. Where is it, dude? Versus tired cyborg. Right here it is. Take a look at this video from Stacy Sparkle.
Nick DeOrio meme. I've heard this is good news in weekly B's. I don't know
What did she do to you? I don't really know her.
the context.
I thought she came from Nuki and not Icy. Apparently she was in Icy for a while, but she came in during my crash out, or like right before it, and I had given I'd given ownership for this was not a good decision. I just gave ownership because that's who people liked or were saying should be president to another member of my server while I was obviously was a little preoccupied. And as I was gone and wasn't as active on Discord or whatever, these two apparently had their whole arc where he was into her, and then it got revealed she was in a relationship. Everyone was laughing at him, but apparently this was a mutual, like, there was some stringing along on her end.
What does that even? I can't even begin to think of what that means. Tired Cyborg through 2 says, make confusing address the simp allegations. Oh yeah, why
There
are you
is
like?
none.
Why are you desperate? Why'd for you her say it like attention? that? There is
I'm
none.
not. There is none. Dude, I stepped right fucking out of that. I stepped back. I just let
Well, like,
Spawn
I'm just saying, like in your
do
in the
whatever he
chat today,
wants.
you're feeding for her, man, in the chat today.
Fiending. I haven't
Why?
been in chat most of the day. I've
I heard
been
you were
job
feeding for her
training.
the whole time on Connor Subathon too. In the chat, yeah.
That's even more of a lie because I was fucking calling Connor the whole time. I was fiending more for Connor.
What?
Dude, I was trying to
That's your
fucking
defense
pump
of
him up.
That's your feeding for me.
Yeah, dude, it's a great defense.
That's your defense. Like, you're simping for a
Connor,
girl. Actually, I
he
simp
tried
for dudes.
wingmanning me for that girl, by the way. I'm throwing
I
that.
did.
Connor tried wingmanning you. Apparently she was in a relationship at this time. That's another one I miss. Noid. Noid's still here. Wait, give me 1 sec, guys. 1 sec. Hold up. Hold Sorry, guys. My bad. Something came up. I'm here. Sorry. I'm here. Okay. Anyways, back to this.
Fucking
I did. It's a good idea. I think
it was
you
the
still
worst
should.
idea.
I
You're
think you
like,
still should.
he's like, hey, open ladies in the chat. Can we get something for confusing opinion?
Yeah, he's very single, is what I said. He's
And you're
very-
shitting him for that? He's trying to help you out,
extremely
dude. This sounds like a good
He
guy.
sucked at it. He fucking
Dude,
sucked
I got
at
you
it.
in the DMs, bro. What are you talking about?
Did
Dude.
you really though?
Yeah, that's at that point it's on you, man. You-
Sounds like you fumbled.
We didn't.
Honestly, it sounds
No,
like you
there's
and
no
Spondale have
DMs.
been fumbling.
Yeah, he was very
Spondile's
single.
been. Wait, Spondile wants to also call, and he wants to explain the Florida
my God.
thing.
All right.
No, let me just call Spondile real quick. And then we'll go back to the main drama. Let's see if he'll pick up. Yo, I'm live. Are you willing to have a chat real quick?
About what? I don't.
So
About what?
if you're defending confusing here, I might be on your side.
Dude. Tired cyborg. I do not give a shit, bro.
Well, I have a question. Was she reciprocating to him at all, or like stringing him along,
I mean, yeah.
or was it all just one way?
The problem is, it's like I don't know. She probably was like a little flirtatious to him, but I don't know if it was like as extreme of a degree as like confusing. We're going like, oh man, your kid's a fucking crate, you know. But he's like a little retarded, you know.
So he just said that to her,
So it's like-
unsolicited, unprovoked.
Well, I think she sent like a photo of herself to him, and then like he noticed that she has large bazungas, and he was like, "Oh boy, your tits," you know.
Was she in a relationship at that point?
I think so.
Okay, so she's talking to him while she's in a relationship. He's indicated to her that he's only talking to her because he likes her, and she keeps talking to him anyways.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm sure that there were no ulterior motives here on her end. I'm sure that she was just some innocent person frolicking about that had no intent of like keeping this guy interested in her. Interesting stuff. All right, well, thank you, Spondile. $2 from Froggy Fresh fan account. Poser and Domino own you, lil bro. Domino? It's like, it's old. That's like, how, dude, talking about like ancient shit here. Something came up. Yes, Aiden, the smoke came up from your gravity bong. It's actually, unironically, if you think that I can talk like this while I'm high, that's actually like a compliment. Because I would not be able to be sitting here in depth giving you my extensive thoughts on anything if I was taking breaks to go fucking smoke weed. Do you hear that Stockton is getting their hockey team back? No, I'm American. I don't watch hockey. Anyways. Yo, thank you for the 5 wolves, me, Aiden, based off that call. Your assumptions are wild. My assumptions are wild. When she keeps having this problem where she's like supposedly in a relationship and then these guys get humiliated by messages that she leaks, by the way, always cropped. We only ever see messages that she is selectively cropped. It seems to me like this isn't just she's just trying to exist as some like just exist peacefully, and these guys are like into her and won't leave her alone or whatever. To me, it sounds like this is intentional. To me, it sounds like she likes stringing like these like sparks along for her own sake. Because if a guy has admitted to you that he's only talking to you because he's attracted to you, if you're not interested back and are seeing someone actively, why would you continue to communicate with that person privately? He's admitted what his end goal is. So why would you keep talking? What's the motivation there? Aiden, call. Okay. Hello?
Aiden.
Hi.
Hello. So now look, I'm just gonna. Oh wait, I have your screen. Amateur mistake. So I just want to say off the bat, I have basically no knowledge of this whole drama except one key piece.
Yep.
And that key piece will be coming to you right now.
The key piece? Trademark?
You're saying, was it reciprocal? Was it not reciprocal? Well, this DM right here explains that it is.
I do not admit you want to fuck me. I don't. I don't know if this.
This is it. This is huge.
I don't know if this necessarily indicates that she's overtly reciprocating, but it helps you understand that she knows what he wants, and she is placating that to some extent whilst being in a relationship. So it's not like these are unwanted. This is an unwanted exchange that's occurring between the two of them. She actively knows that he's into her, and she is consciously stringing him along.
I don't know. What does any of this mean?
I think that she's
going on here?
I think this person is like evil.
Yeah.
I think that she like gets off on like the idea of just like humiliating these like random losers. I think that's like pathetic.
What's going on with these fat e-girls? Why are they so horny all the time? Have you noticed this over the
well, the guys are horny. It takes two to tango.
Of course.
But I
Not
just
saying they're not.
I just hate this narrative of like these like simps that are just going after women that are clearly disinterested or whatever. Like that's obviously not what's happening here.
Well, yeah, of course not. They clearly like, you know, I think confusing and tired cyborg, they could have had like a real thing going down, but
wait, apparently
you know,
confusing once in the call. Can I add him? Hold up.
Of course. You can add my representative here. Yeah.
Your representative.
Oh, or I'm his I don't know. Fuck.
Hello? Wait, all right. What's up?
Yo. Let me run defense for confusing here real quick, Aiden. All right. So, we're already covering the RFC Mania shit, all right? This is when Tired Cyborg was in a relationship. She was in chat making an account called the Realm Pegger, clearly trying to fuck me and thirsting over me multiple days
She made an
straight.
account called the Realm Pegger.
Yes, to try and like, she was like clearly hitting on me, donating to Augie, trying to get my fucking cock.
Just a coincidence. Just a coincidence.
Totally. She's the community whole, dude.
Well,
that's what she was.
I think it's worse than that. I think that it's not. She takes it a step further. Like it's one thing if you just are talking to these guys on your own, but it seems like I've seen the end result of multiple of her exchanges be just like the humiliation or embarrassment of the person that she was leading along talking to her, as if there's some desperate like simp that is just going after this mutually uninterested person.
Okay, dude, confusing the fat fucking retard. Like, what do you expect from him? Like, genuinely.
Well, I'm not. My angle is not against confusing here. I'm critical of her. I think that.
Oh yeah, of course.
And listen, I'm being accused of some being a misogynist. I take the woman's side a lot. I just think that like this is like this is like high school mean girl esque behavior. It's like pathetic, and I think people like this need to be bullied. They're like fat fucks that can't actually pull, so they feel competent and they feel worth it by like maintaining the interest of like losers. It's pathetic. She's probably an ugly bitch.
Oh, she is. She's a complete fucking butterface, dude.
Yep. Wait, apparently we also Green and Jimmy won in the call.
No. It's gonna be a whole clusterfuck. Look, before I'm out of here, I just want to say, Aiden, I love you. I respect you.
Thanks.
I miss you.
Thanks.
And I think we should have a picnic.
True. I agree with that.
All right. Well, look, hey, take care. Have a great rest of your stream, bro.
All right. Take care. Peace. They all just left. Okay. Don't run from Jimmy. Go talk to Jimmy. But I'm sick of. I'm not gonna sit here, and it's time. It is time that we start calling this for what it is, and it's pathetic. And it's pathetic for her. It's embarrassing for him, but I don't really have high expectations of him, right? He's like some It's like, wow, a guy's into a girl. That's just personally for me not the funniest thing on earth. Although I see the comedic appeal, for me, the angle that you're sweeping. I literally started this. I started this against confusing. Just so we're clear, right? Like I think confusing is sweeping for Nick. I also think that on this angle, I think that this person has exhibited an antisocial pattern of behavior that is pathetic. You aided they all just left. Also, they didn't indicate when he said it's going to be a clusterfuck. I thought he didn't want to talk to Jimmy and Green with all of us in this call. That there was no indication he's unwilling to talk to Jimmy or Green. He should call into Jimmy and Green. What does this screenshot even prove about? It's not this screenshot. It's not a lone piece of evidence. It's the bigger picture. It's the bigger picture and aggregation. Please explain to me if it's not what I think it is, why she continued talking to him while knowing she was in a relationship and that he was only talking to her because he was interested in her. If her intention was not to string along some spurg loser that she knew was into her to give her attention because she's such an unremarkable person she can't achieve it anywhere else. If that wasn't her intent, then please give me an alternate explanation. If I had someone making advances to me and hitting on me and I wasn't interested at all back in them or didn't like it, and they said to me, I'm only talking to you because I want to get with you or whatever, we would stop talking. We would just stop talking. I'm not like, and I'm not even in a relationship. It's like that to me would be annoying and unideal, so I would exit from the situation. Her failure to exit and the trend that has occurred now with multiple people, to me, indicates that it's not annoyance and she actually likes this. She actually likes this. $2 from Domino Archives. Alex and Dumpy own you, little bro. Women use guys for attention all the time. Yes, and the women that do it are weirdos. They're almost always like ugly too. A lot of them are just like very either of average attract, like actual people. If you're able to get attention naturally, this isn't going to be something you need to do. The only women that feel the need to do this are losers. It's pathetic, but it will never change. Yeah, it won't change because retards love to laugh along whenever some like malicious person is going and doing this. It's like, no, we should call them out too. We should embarrass them too. Jimmy and I'm calling back in. Hello?
You're running such a gay narrative for them right now. You know that?
It's not for them.
It is for them.
It's not for them.
They're stringing them along. They're stringing them along. Yes. Was he stringing them along? Probably. The argument isn't there she's not a weirdo. The argument that he's a weirdo. And the screenshots that they provided don't really help their argument.
Wait, I didn't say it helped their argument. I literally said confusing. He looks like a loser. We know this guy's a loser. He's an RFC
hold on.
But your whole point, like you're like,
this is sweep.
Yeah, you just go over that fact, just to go and be like, oh, these women.
Wait, the socially, the awkward loser is an awkward loser. Like, there's nothing about that that like is abnormal in my expectation here. So it wouldn't obviously be something that would naturally.
We've told you over and over that like Cyborg does this shit. So wouldn't it be a one sentence conclusion as well? Where you're like, oh, she's weird too.
But this is a. But that wouldn't just be a one sentence thing because it's the first time I'm ever talking about her on stream.
You brought it into some
Green
weird
here?
insult conclusion.
What's the
Hi,
insult
Green here.
conclusion?
I'd
Okay,
like to say, I need to
let's
say
lay it
something
out.
to Aiden. I need.
What
Okay, I
statements
need to
have
walk
I
you through
made that
this
are
shit.
incorrect? What statements have I made that are incorrect?
No, it feels like you're signaling in
he's a
on the
weird
cyborg shit, and you're kind of just skipping over the confusing shit. Like, this is just weird.
Oh my God.
Okay, obviously I am not as interested in the being an awkward loser as I am in like the malicious attention-starved woman that strung multiple guys like along. For the
She's
sake
been on for 3 months.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, well she's coming up now. I've never commented on her publicly before, so now I'm talking about her because she's come up in a relevant trauma.
Right. Aiden. Let me speak to you now. Okay, you're talking to me. Okay. Jimmy, can you go to that screenshot about the tits? Him commenting on the tits? Okay,
Yeah, I
the sweep
guess.
is you saying, oh, he's like a loser. Now, I am alleging sexual harassment. Okay, take a look at this. So the context for this is what I've been told is that she sent a photo of herself, just like an Instagram photo, to him. And he says, I look at your eyes and they're so beautiful. Then your tits are just there and they look great. And
Yeah,
then
can we see the context
says,
that she decided
glossing
to
over the
deliberately
tits
crop
comment.
out when she sent this around? She could have blurred her own image.
Hold the phone, Aiden. Hold the phone.
Well, also, I want to tell you.
Came and talked to you. Well, let me finish.
Yeah, you got it. You're
Spondyle
right.
came and talked to you, and he said that she had sent a photo of her Instagram photo. There's some photos where she's like, maybe half dressed, but you can't sexualize a woman because she's wearing, fucking crop top.
If there's been no establishment that tone is like has occurred within the preconceived conversations, then yeah, you shouldn't say something like that. That would be sexual harassment. The problem is she's left that out completely. Where if it is what you say it is, would work to her favor. So why is she omitting it?
But also another problem is you had Alex Gekmo call and talk about it and kind of like skip over it. He has the full DMs. He got the full DMs from Cyborg.
Yeah, so let's
or
see.
From Confusing. He has the full DMs and he's acting like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alex, I haven't seen what Alex has said on this.
Oh, my bad. On Spondyle. Spondyle called and he has the DMs because he was the wingman. He got all the DMs.
Okay, so could we see the... Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He called in and acted like he had no clue what he was talking about.
Well, he didn't say he had no clue. He acted like he was disinterested.
He was acting like
Look,
he had no clue what it was.
You're just going to go off Spondyle's word here. Okay, Spondyle, who has looked at the DM, he said she sent a photo of her from her Instagram. Instagram, a platform. I don't think you're posting like lewd photos.
You're not, and that doesn't inherently mean there should be a sexual comment, right? It's just a question of what tone was established in their communications previously. Because we're seeing this right here that looks like she's completely disinterested, but then there's like another comment of her actually trying to get him to like talk about being into her. As if that's what she wants.
Where? Let me see that.
Yeah, I pulled that up.
Show me that.
Time-stamped.
I got an issue with that one, exactly.
That one wasn't time-stamped.
Okay.
Are you talking about the one? It's the single one-off message that says.
Well, we're literally. Wait, I'm sorry. We're literally working with. Wait, just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. Okay, so under that logic, what's happened so far doesn't mean anything because we're working off of their responses to each other.
Not gay hypothetical logic here. Okay, this message, at least okay, at least in the other screenshot, you have a back and forth. Okay, and then you have another person who came in and gave context to the screenshot. This one has no message from Confusing Opinion. Has no context.
We need to see the Yes, we need to see the context like we would in every all of the other messages. There's crucial context missing in all of these. That's why there's room for inference.
Okay, but the other one just has but are you going to acknowledge right now Spondyle gave the context, and here's another piece of trivia for you, okay? A little trivia time. Spondyle, when you asked him, wow, is there something going on between the two? Did you hear the way that he said, this is the guy who had unrestricted access. He was the guy that was being that Confusing Opinions was coming to for his fucking game. This guy has seen the DMs, and even his opinion is like a question. Like, that's not confident. That's like a 2 out of 10 in the confidence fucking sphere. That's why I am more
Sure, so
inclined
I'd love
to believe that.
Well, okay. So, but I'm inclined to believe there would have been DMs from her here that we're not seeing that would have attempted to elicit some sort of romantic or sexual
obviously.
response. She was making accounts while she was in a relationship towards Realm, talking about pegging Realm, like, and shit. Obviously, that's
to be fair, the only person that has the context right now is, I'm probably pretty sure Confusing Opinion still has it, and Spawn Dial, and they can give the context that they want, and they're kind of just holding back on it.
yeah. So
That's funny what you just said, Aiden. The part right there. Oh, we just need to get the context out of there. Okay, we're gonna make an inference based on the context that has been given to us already. The Spondyle, who looked over the DMs and could not definitively say yes, there was a solid back and forth. No, it was more like
because it might have been through
fucking
subtlety,
whimper.
and he's autistic. I don't like it. Literally could have been
Subtlety?
Yep,
This
it could
is
be
not
anything. There are a million ways.
subtlety.
It's a blank, and there are a million ways to fill in the blank. I
Now
agree
we're
with what I just
sweeping
said.
for
No, if that were
frickin'
my
Spondyle, this
conclusion,
nappy-headed
if I was
little
filling it in
clown.
there, if I was filling it in with that, right? If I was filling it in with that, then I would be overly charitable to him, right? I'm
He's
saying,
autistic.
okay, what is the claim here?
Look, I think that the guy who saw the DMs cannot definitively say that there was a back and forth going back and from what we've seen, right? He can't even say there's not a back and forth. He can't confidently say it.
Mm-hmm.
The only screenshots we have seen is only him being overtly flirty, overtly sexual. Hers are kind of like, admit that you want me. And there's obviously, she's saying she was asked something and she says, I do not. Okay? I think I'm more inclined to think that, if I'm just going to take a guess, he said, you want me. She responds, I do not. And then she says, admit you want me.
So yeah, if that's
what I think.
If that's okay, that's fair. I'd love to see the rest of that to confirm your hypothesis.
But Spondyle has already coming in. He's already came in. He's given us a little bit of context here, and what we have to
in
work
regards
off
to the
is
claims of
the guy
sexual
who was
harassment as well,
personally looked through it.
Sexual harassment by definition is unwanted advances. My question is, okay, let me open my mind here for a second. Why is she sending this guy photos of herself? This like virgin loser why?
I think that when a platonic friendship between a man and a woman online, when they want to know what you look like, you could send them your Instagram.
So you don't think she liked the idea that he was into her? Do you think she liked the idea that he was into her?
I can't say anything definitively. I can only go off her
What's your
behavior.
inference? What's your inference?
I'm going to use the 7K, the Cyborger theory. But Cyborger was definitely higher functioning. Okay.
Wait, what's your theory there?
Very low functioning. My theory is this guy is so low functioning that just a crumb of e-girl attention, and he was ready to send an unsolicited dick pic.
Yeah, for sure. Because this is probably somebody that doesn't understand the subtleties of women and how women communicate, and in regards to the dick pic, I don't know if you'd send a dick pic, but in regards to he might see something as an overt advance that might not be an advance. He might see something as, my question here is, was it literally just a case of somebody who was clearly just minding her own business, wanting to be friends, and this guy was being a fucking weirdo? And I don't think a woman sending you a picture of herself is inherently sexual or should evoke a response like that. But my question here is, what was her reasoning for doing that? What was her reasoning for maintaining this communication? And what was her reasoning for keeping this communication going when he admitted that the only reason he was talking to her was that's pathetic. You have to be a fat, ugly bitch to derive any enjoyment from that. You have to be the most unappealing woman ever. You're so attention starved in your real life. You have to go string this fucking loser along. It's pathetic.
Okay, but that loser enjoyed it, and he was a willing participant. He was 20. This guy was a grown-ass man.
100%.
I'm not gonna blame I'm not gonna blame the woman. Just because a woman flirts your way doesn't mean you
I'm
gotta
not bl-
say, "Oh man, your tits are so pretty. I just wish I could cuddle you up." Like what
So okay,
the
so
fuck?
okay, wait. No,
What
she
does
she
this
doesn't
guy
deserve that.
get off?
Agreed, 150%, agreed. But what do you? But do you think at all? Do you think she can be blamed for being in a relationship and obviously trying to get attention from people that are attracted to her and continuing these communications?
I think a person who is comfortable in the relationship does not care what their partner, who they're interacting with.
So you
who
wouldn't
they're
see a big
friends with,
deal
as
if
long
your
as they trust
girlfriend,
that partner,
if your
to
girlfriend
not cheat on them.
Okay, so if your girlfriend was like, if your
e-goon.
girlfriend was messaging guys, and those guys were sending non-sexualized like pictures of themselves, for example, you wouldn't like you wouldn't see like you wouldn't even be suspicious. That's not like necessarily a.
No, I wouldn't be suspicious because context is very important.
Okay, so you're
And
open. So just so we're clear,
it
you're
seems like
you're
what
open.
Spondyle-
You're open
what
to guys.
Spondyle
You're
has said
open
is
to
that she
guys
sent an
sending.
Instagram photo.
Okay, so you're open to guys sending like your girlfriend pictures of themselves and like talking in private and stuff, right?
I do not care who my girlfriend
Awesome.
is friends with. I don't care if
Awesome.
she wants to. If a guy sends her
Cool.
sends her his fucking Instagram just so she can see what he looks like. As long as this is not escalating to something, why the fuck am I gonna come off super insecure and jealous? That is simp. That is loser. That is just unsure of yourself. You know, I'm the prize. She's here for me. Okay? If other suitors are approaching
We
her,
got eyes on this.
well, she knows better.
Wait, hold on. We need eyes on this. It's a new screenshot that I've just been sent.
Oh. Can you describe the screenshot while I pull up your stream?
This is her. Okay, yeah. So it's confusing saying fire fit. I fuck with it a lot. She says, or he says, attention whore to her. She says, yup. Why do you think I have a spam where I posted my tits? Confusing.
Okay, so it's a joke. That's just banter.
Yeah.
Okay,
got it.
Adult women, by the way, adult women. You're just because you're a woman who jokes about like molesting and raping, and doesn't mean that that's what you're actually into.
Yeah, and then you're sending the guys photos of
yeah,
yourself,
I
your
don't think-
tits out, and your private communication. There's no interest on her. Like she clearly, this was
Let me
just a
pull it up.
friendship.
I'll pull it up here. Let's see. Fire fit. I fuck with it a lot. So you probably asked for a fit check. She sends a photo from the Instagram, and he says, "Attention whore. Why do you think I have a spam where I post my tits?" Confusing. Okay, number one, you're not posting your tits yourself. Number two, you know, if we're thinking nudity, okay, I know a lot of women that post.
You're
they have
coping. You're just coping. You're coping. It's
No,
over.
no.
It's
Hold
over.
on. You're talking to a man. You're talking to a man with experience now. Okay, you're gonna listen up. Okay, women have private Instagrams. They can post whatever they want. Okay,
And
who cares if there's a little bit of attention? Who cares if a woman is going
Yeah,
and
so
getting
why
a
do you
guy
care?
who
Why
follows her? And
Why do
likes
you
the
care?
fucking
Why do
profile
you care?
picture?
Why do you care that the guy is giving attention to the tits of a woman who posted a photo that she says to him she wanted attention on her tits for? Right? When she's saying,
Wait,
why do you think I
hold
have a spam
on.
where I
No, wait,
posted
hold
my
on. You're
tits in
mixing
response to the attention whore comment? What does that mean?
What this means?
She wants
what you're
attention on her
trying to make
tits.
it mean. Hold on. There's a tiny way that you're being dishonest here. Let me point that out. We're not moving till I point this out.
Mm-hmm.
What you just tried to do was you tried to conflate, why do you think I have a spam where I posted my tits, to the other screenshot where he
Where
comments on the
supposedly
tits.
her breasts are very
okay?
emphasized in the picture he's talking about. Right? So context would indicate this was probably a continuation of those sorts of photos. If those are the photos she's referencing in response to the accusation being called an attention.
I've seen her
How do
Instagram
we
posts. I
know?
followed her Instagram at one point. They're not really that suggestive.
Well, we don't. Okay, the question is, which one did he send her? Because she thinks she's highlighting her tits in those photos.
Well, it was only he
I
was
think he's a
mentioning
loser
Instagram
who
posts.
doesn't know. I think he's a
don't think she
loser who
sent him an image there.
sexualizing a woman because she's wearing a fucking tight-fitting shirt. That's, you know, just because you're saying, oh, wow, nice tits. Obviously, you're just trying to show off for me. That's creepy. That's weird.
Okay, what is the context?
You're not here to sexualize this woman.
What is the okay? If someone, just to be clear, if anyone is sending me screenshots of anything, include what's being responded to, please, because on both sides of this issue, every screenshot is for whatever reason, just fucking missing what's being replied to. So there's just no context. So I'm reading. Hold on. We got a new DM in. Confusing saying, I'm sorry you have a BF. I cannot possibly do that. It's not in my programming. Cyborg says, oh, this is on 420. This is the same day as those screenshots. This is at 5:32 a.m. I'm sorry you have a BF. I cannot possibly do that. It's not in my programming. She says to him, what if I wanted attention? So my accusation...
That's great. That's great and all.
So what if I said that is
we
wrong?
Need to both stop. You and I are kind of like Israel and Palestine. You know, you and I are like America and Afghanistan. In the Zog, Israel is feeding us screenshots that are clipped without their context, and we're here to
This is from the same day as the
screen. We need to start demanding full fucking logs now.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, totally, man.
The Zog, the RFC Zog is trying to fucking divide us.
Faux show.
I see right through it.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's time to admit that, like, yeah, my inference probably has some basis here.
I feel like it's time to admit that they do still have the full logs.
They should, they should release the full logs. I agree. Totally.
They're drip feeding little bits. I just want the full logs now.
True, but that's like what she was doing for months. That we were willing to go. We were willing to go.
I got two screenshots in one day.
And we were yes, and you were willing to use those screenshots when making inferences about confusing. And I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you gave me.
It's funny.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think, no, I'm not saying you did anything wrong by doing that, but I'm saying, okay, we're now seeing a different kind of screenshot here. I don't know why we're now immediately pivoting back to the lack of logs again. I agree, they need to post these logs, 150%, but I feel like there's enough here on their side as there is from hers at this point.
Aiden, it's time to admit that the screenshots you're being fed are here to bail you out because you are going softer on him.
I'm being sent.
If you were me, and I was making you were making the claims I was making, you would not be getting any logs. Okay, let's keep that in mind because we have Alex Gekmo saying, she never made any allegations. Great engagement, guy. Wow, that's really high level stuff here. Nobody ever said that. Thanks for fucking sharing.
Well, you did accuse him of sexual harassment. You did, at least.
I am saying he is a low-functioning loser. He was not reading the social cues right, and he commented on her tits, and based on what we saw, he should not have commented on her tits.
But she's purposefully providing cues that keeps him hooked in. Okay? Like, it's obvious. It's going to be, like, it's obvious what she does.
Sure, I'm just restating my take from the beginning. We did not have the context, and we still do not have the context.
Agreed.
What we're being drip fed by the Zog is total bullshit that makes no sense. It's here to just skew one line to a story. I do not trust confusing opinion. The first thing he had to say on your stream was, she was ugly. I never wanted her the whole time. That's obviously a lie. Here you are slobbering over her fucking tits.
No, you're on there. You're not like a loser incel. So you have no. Okay, that's not really an insult here, but like you know, you're just like a guy with his girlfriend. I have a girlfriend, guys. I have a girlfriend. So anytime you're assessing this, there's going to be no charity provided to the loser because you won the genetic lottery. So you get to win while men like this have to struggle every single day. And that struggle is contributed to by evil, attention-starved, fat, ugly women who decide to keep them stringing them along.
It's not their fault that they refuse to get off the internet and make some fucking friends and talk to some fucking women, make some mistakes.
Agreed, they should.
What they're doing online,
agreed.
There's a higher level of risk online. You can't see her face. You can't read her tone. Everything she's typing is in lowercase, okay? From a guy like me who's very tapped
you're
in.
asking,
nice
yeah, but you're asking an autistic, like all these people are autistic.
He's doing something bad.
The little
autistic
subtleties.
People don't mean to do bad things.
But the little, I don't know what he's doing that's bad necessarily. I think he's cringe. I don't know if he's done anything morally wrong here.
What he's doing is an assault. An assault on my fucking eyes. He's totally fucking embarrassing.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah, that's
all right. Peace, guys. Yeah, all I said was, and to be fair, I have information about other situations that led to this inference, but as I said at the beginning, I don't think this is a case of just some guy continuing to like sex pest somebody that's like clearly uneducated. I think that she actively and manipulatively, and it's like, oh well, women do this all the time. Not all women do this. I'd say most women don't do this. So why is this accepted as like normal behavior? It is mean girl shit. It is pathetic. And you should, and like, we shouldn't just say, oh, well, all girls don't do this. All girls don't do this. And unironically, it is an incel misogynist narrative that this is something that a large, or that all women do or whatever. This is indicative of somebody that doesn't get enough attention in their real life because they're so unremarkable. So they seek it out from losers online while sitting there humiliating them whenever they get the chance behind their back. And it's like, if that's what's going on here, I think she's obviously also pathetic. Not all guys fall for it either. They don't, but we're dealing with a cohort of autistic loser virgin RFC fans. And their autism, loserness, and virginity and lack of experience is what contributes to them taking the bait. And it is funny, and it is cringe, and there's nothing wrong with laughing at confusing in this context. Be my guest. Be my guest. But I see something here. I see a different angle here as well that I would be doing a disservice if I wasn't highlighting it. Am I an incel? I am not. As I said before, most women do not do this. If I was an incel, I'd sit here and say, all women do this. All women do this. Is like, all women are evil like this. That's not true. There are tons of super nice women that are totally willing to put up with like bits of awkwardness, etc., without having a vested interest in like embarrassing whoever's like making the attempt, right? There's no, like, most women have no interest in humiliating someone for just no reason, right? But some do. And the ones that do are fucking losers that should be bullied. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, all women do this. All women do this. That's not no, all women don't do this. That's a lie. That's just a lie. And that is misogynistic. That is sexist. And that is incel shit. Anyways, where was I? You're an incel in every way that matters. You just, no, I'm not an incel because I don't believe celibacy is involuntary. I think everybody who claims that they're involuntarily celibate has the physical and genetic and maybe social or capabilities of being able to pull a partner and having intercourse. Their issues are socially rooted, and these things are not immutable. They can be changed. So the label of incel wouldn't be accurate for them. They call themselves incels because the guys that do that are guys that don't like to take any agency, don't have any agency or like to establish any agency over their actions, and just would rather say that it's out of their control and they're being unfairly treated, which I think is a horrible mindset to go about in life. You should always try to change the circumstances you don't like until no other option is possible and you've exhausted it. And every single incel has not exhausted every option. They just want an excuse to whine and blame women, right? So I'm not an incel. I detest incels. I listened to Elliot Rodgers' full like diary, and when I came out of it, I thought this guy is a narcissistic fucking loser that is just blaming other people for what is his own social deficits that he should be making an effort to correct if he really wanted to get with someone. How much of this is about? It's not about her, dude. It's not about anyone. It's not about anyone. I've just seen this happen time and time again. It happened to me when I was 11. Well, it didn't happen like this. You know the story. I wrote this girl a note, and she decided to read it to all her friends and laugh at me. And it's like, why? Why do that? I wasn't being mean to you. You could have just said, you could have just said to me that, you know, I appreciate it, I'm not, and we would have been fine. Why do you need to take it a step further? Why do you need to aggress? That's just, it's evil. It's evil, okay? It's evil. I'm not an incel. I'm not a fucking incel. I detest incels. I am not an incel. I'm not an incel. I'm not an incel. I'm not an incel. I detest incels. I also detest like the I fuck type of guys that like that like have absolutely no understanding or empathy for the types that maybe just are not as equipped and experienced as themselves, right? There's a line, there's a middle ground here. There's a middle ground. It doesn't have to be all one extreme or the other. Well, apparently, and let me read some tips because we missed a lot. We have over 100 viewer. I thought okay. The green hair guy is you can't take green that seriously. Balls Mahone with the 5. Can I DM this guy's girlfriend if he's that not jealous? Well, yeah, he's indicated you can. Well, obviously that's not serious. Don't actually go and DM this guy's girlfriend, but Froggy Fresh the 5, new screenshot. It's from 30 minutes ago, you lazy bum. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking. My bad. Condemn this guy and the woman. So do the thing that I've already done. Just because you're too retarded to listen to what I say. Okay, wait. No, that was bad. Sean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. You know, okay, I'm sorry, Sean. Sean Dark, I'm personally sorry to you. That was wrong. That was unnecessary. And I didn't mean it because I thought you were somebody else for a second there. That is my bad. I apologize. I'm on the aggro right now. I'm too locked in. Okay, cool. Anyways, we're over halfway to Streamly goals, so if you guys want to help us out, great way to support us is to tip. You can also support us through Streamlabs, Super Chat, all that good stuff. So Bo Blacks has given me a statement that he wants me to tell you from earlier today. He says that he finds it hilarious and predictable, Nick's recent behavior, and we are seeing the Nicky D system being used in real time. So true, Bobby, so true. So, I mean, what else is there from that on this front? We have, you'd almost forget for a second this is an Ethan Klein segment. If you go what else? Let's just make sure we're not missing anything here. Rare Bo Blacks W. True.
To tie back to me, and Hassan has had a lot of
why wouldn't the other question is why wouldn't Ethan send a cease and desist to Destiny? Because this is literally over. This is over. IDubbbz even reading a statement from Destiny, right? Why would you not, and saying he doesn't agree with that. So why would you not go after the person that's actually making the claim? And the person that is probably more easily accessible because they're living. And I mean, I don't know if it would be that much harder to sue someone in Canada, but like, you know, why would the season just not be against Destiny here?
success in trying to tie people back to me. Like I said, I think this is why I call Ethan a pedophile all the time who fucks his kids or whatever. Is because Ethan gave in because he's a spineless fucking hack to this type of attack where he's like, no, I'm not like Destiny. Destiny doesn't get me talking about everything.
Okay, so he made sure the difference is like so he just like lied about Ethan because he doesn't like that Ethan has accepted the real legitimate allegations against Destiny. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Apparently, Lonerbox and other. Listen. I'm promising you. I don't like EHD either. We're gonna get through this. I'm not gonna go on this for too long here. But apparently, Lonerbox has come out. I don't know if there's any clips of this, but basically, for those of you that don't know, there was a Discord server called the Snark Left, where a bunch of people were in it, and they just like send each other's tweets to promote or whatever. It was run by Community Schizo, Kosher Kathy. I was in this server for a while because I didn't leave it. I've typed like a net total. I typed a net total of 2 messages in there at the time. But to my knowledge, despite assertions made by myself at a different point in time, it doesn't seem like there was necessarily much happening there that is like exceptionally like fucking egregious or whatever. But the logs got leaked, and it's funny because I went to tell them that the server was compromised months ago, off of info that I had heard, months ago. When I was relitigating the DeOrio sweeping allegations, I had come out and made a comment about about how the server had been compromised or whatever, and that was just like further used to accuse me of sweeping for or working with DeOrio, because I had told them like DeOrio made statements to me that indicates that they're like Dan has an alt in the server or something. That's obviously fucking like moronic to think I'm doing that for DeOrio. But like, yeah, but basically this whole server got leaked, and it's like causing this like sub drama in and of itself because the server is being like alleged to be something that it isn't. So witch hunted by a bunch. It's not witch hunting. What it is, it's snarking essentially. Where like you take an assumption, an uncharitable assumption, and reiterate it like it's confirmed fact. And unfortunately, that has led to like legitimate misconceptions surrounding me. As a result of that, which is like my main grievance with it. What is this? Let's take a look at this.
Impact. You got scammed in supporting this insane fucking campaign. You got scammed in supporting the ADL. Because why would DeOrio flip now? Why would DeOrio flip now? It doesn't make any sense for him to flip now. Obviously, we know why DeOrio would flip now. It's because criticism of him is
I said this! Yes, I was saying this earlier in the segment. DeOrio's entire premise for why he's flipping now is that he's unable to fathom why Ethan is like talking about cease and desisting some losers, meaning that the negative interpretation is because these guys are losers and you're like sweatlording, tryharding, etc. Like the problem here is that Ethan has engaged in a repetitive pattern of behavior that was easily unfathomable to everybody else who's like not completely like who doesn't have vested interest in his defense, right? There have been several things here that looked pathetic on Ethan's end and you'd be unable to fathom. For example, Ethan's portrayal and characterization of himself and his community's characterization of him as like this victim of aggression. It doesn't really hold up with the amount of time and effort he's dedicating on his Instagram to talking about these two supposed losers. So why was that fathomable to you exactly? Like it doesn't make sense why he's flipping now. From the most charitable perspective, if you're assuming that this is not strategic and it's due to a legitimate disagreement, it doesn't make sense why this came now. It doesn't.
reaching a fever pitch. It's because even his ex-closest allies like Smaggle, Boblack's ex-closest ally, are saying, you're caught. You're fucking caught. You have nowhere to go. You're red-handed. You lied. You supported something.
Also, clip like hell, people. There are no clips, man.
Against your principles.
If you're on iOS, all you have to do, you could download the record app. You just record when I talk, and your Photos app, you could just clip out the part where you hit record, and you could post it. Streamer at ExileData says, blank, you get a special role in my Discord server. I will, for the most part, like and retweet every single clip that is posted about me, unless it's one that's, like, obviously a fucking troll. Easy stuff. And if you want to know where to clip in a VOD, YouTube has the Ask feature now. So if you click on the Ask feature, you just ask, where does Aiden talk about this? What times does Aiden talk about this? What clips does he talk show him talking about this.
You've abandoned,
and it will essentially give you the clip for you.
And everything we used to claim to be. So why the fuck would Ethan think Nick isn't going to support this? Even now, Nick refuses vocal opposition. Nick is instead focusing on, oh, this isn't really a win.
Yes, even in the way, yes, because even in the way, even though it's like, and Fix said it's not a true flip, you're correct. I said it was it's not, I said this earlier, even this criticism itself still plays on the previous tactics he's used to appear as controlled opposition. Instead of making a statement, Ethan is X, or this is pathetic, or this is bad, like, instead of making a solid, descriptive statement about what's going on here, you will feign partial acceptance, where either, if this is true, clip this. Okay, I just ruined the clip. But this is a soft concession, or this is soft criticism that only serves as a token of being viewed as controlled opposition. It falls in line with his previous tactics. What it will do is you'll say things like, I cannot fathom why he would be doing this, or if he did this, it's wrong, showing and indicating uncertainty, or it's open for, there's no hard conclusions yet, as opposed to like a descriptive negative statement. Like, what Ethan did here is pathetic. What Ethan did here is dishonest. What Ethan did, it's always like yeah, if he did that, I don't think that's good. Or like yeah, I don't know why he's like doing that. I maybe wouldn't do that. Or like talking about what you would be doing. Instead of saying, Ethan is doing this, and it's pathetic. What's up, people? What's up? Okay. Crazy stuff. Clip that. Anyways, crazy stuff. It's like well, the other problem here is it wouldn't even necessarily be, I wouldn't even necessarily view it as strategic if he did this for everyone. The difference is that he's totally fine making conclusive, descriptive statements that are negative in nature towards tons of other people, yet it seems like whenever we view a rare case, and because this doesn't happen so little, it's notable when it does, when we see a rare case of a criticism of Ethan offered up by him, it is less certain, conclusive, or just a descriptive negative statement. It's always given an air of like uncertainty to it, where like this might not necessarily be the case. Okay. Now, I've heard the name ChudTheBuilder for quite some time here. I saw some of his like rage baity content. It's the most, essentially, this guy is like a right-wing troll influencer that's like glazed by the righties on X. And essentially what he does is he has like a sort of, he's like a strong jawline, wide frame, a mustache, cowboy, you know, he looks tougher or whatever, right? And what he'll do is, in public, he'll go film himself, like, referring to black people as, like, slurs, or accusing them of various stereotypes to essentially invoke that rage, but show, like, look, I'm tough, they can't do anything about it. It's like a racist tough guy bit, and people, like, you know, people go crazy for it. Now, I, personally, I'm against this. Why would you ever do this? Other than you're just like a chronic attention seeker. Even amongst like, even from their frame of view that, oh, we just love our own people or whatever. What benefit does it serve to you to go out in public and just start like demeaning random individuals of other races, other than making you guys look like complete social nuisances? But essentially, this like tough guy was recently, there have been several clips of them. We'll take a look at some of them. I will just say unequivocally, you're going to hear language and see things that I do not endorse. I'm only showing it for the sake of criticism. But like, I saw some clips like this.
sucks. You suck black dick, and so do you.
I saw the beginning of this. He goes up to this dude, and this dude didn't start like this. It's only clip when the dude's crashing out. He went up and started making comments. This guy was nice to him at first, and then he starts making comments about black people, and this guy's like, you know, I have like, this old dude right here is like, yeah, like I have black friends. I don't appreciate that or whatever. And then he politely asks him to leave, and then he just like continues to rage bait.
You are no good. Out. You are sorry. Hey, don't spit on me, nigger. Hey, don't spit on me, nigger.
So it's just like being a public nuisance to like invoke further rage. The problem is his entire bit relies on like the appearance of him being some fucking tough guy or whatever. Yet we've seen when someone actually tries to fight him, all those muscles aren't really used for much, are they? Because this tough guy, I guess, let's take a look at this.
I'd probably take it.
Basically, yeah. Yo.
He got Fendi glasses on. You ain't got shit. You got lens crafters on, pussy ass nigga. This dude, that's why he's making money and you ain't. And he got the V-Lone on. What you wearing, nigga? Your work shirt?
Bitch.
What does that say?
You're a bitch.
Atlum.
You ain't never gonna be nothing but a bitch.
So all you guys do is talk.
You can't look me in the eyes because you might be the nigga.
Are you on some shrooms or something? What are you on?
I already told you I'm on your mama's sweet pussy, bitch.
You're a bitch, bro. Literally, all you do is talk about your dick.
I'm sorry. I'm a nigger.
So, if you ever deal with a guy like this in public, this dude, what you have to do, what they want, the content they need, is your reaction. So that's why he's saying things intended to evoke that reaction. I understand why this would cause anger in people. Simultaneously, you don't want to reward him for it and give him exactly what he wants. So there was no reason to like escalate it into throwing his hat off or whatever. Right, but it's like not like it's not. This is not like it's not like some crazy act of like assault or aggression. It's just like you shouldn't escalate like that.
Come back over here.
Okay. Why are you playing this on YouTube? I'm pretty sure you're allowed to show slurs on YouTube if it's being done for educational purposes. Now, I'm watching this as a disavow. I'm watching this to criticize this guy. I don't endorse any of the language being used.
Come back over here.
Let's not fight. I am.
Touch me again. Touch me again.
I don't want to get pepper sprayed. I really don't.
Go pick up my hat, nigger. You heard me, nigga.
So he pepper sprays him. Yeah, so this guy, with all his muscles, his entire premise relies on him being some fucking tough guy or whatever, like a bitch, resorts to pepper spray. So, like, it's just like, he's a total fraud, a complete, like, public nuisance, which is funny because there's this narrative amongst the right on X, the same people that follow this guy and think this is hilarious, that, like, oh, you know, black people are, like, nuisances in public or whatever, and it's like, why would you then be, if you think that's, which it isn't, right, but if you think that's like if you believe in that, why would you be in favor of when someone on your own side is also being a public nuisance? It's clearly not about that. It's really about the skin color. Now, things took a step further when another person who's incredibly unfunny, who also his whole bit is like making fun of black people or whatever, another racist went to confront him, I guess for attention, and snatched his hat and walked away. Let's take a look. Thank you to Abayu. Can you nod your... I might have already just read that and forgot, but I will nod my head in disagreement.
Here, look at this nigga. Hey, why can't you see your fucking son, little nigga? Why can't you see your son? He tried it. He tried it. He tried to mace me, little bitch boy. Hey, why can't you see your son?
So he tries the mace strat again.
Why can't you see your son? Why can't you see your son? Little fairy dust ass nigga. Little fairy dust ass nigga. He got to me! Little bitch ass nigga. You can't see your son, little nigga. You go up to innocent black people and fucking harass them. You're chimping out. You're the chimp, monkey. Look at this. I got his hat right here.
So this is an interesting form of infighting, because this dude is also, like, his whole bit is being racist. But apparently, okay, he's a racist with standards. Apparently, he's against the idea of going to random people in public and doing this.
I got his hat right here, boy. I'm the cowboy around town now. I'm the cowboy around town now.
So he takes his hat. This dude tried to pepper spray him.
It's me, little bitch ass nigga. Look at him trying to fucking call the cops.
He calls the cops. This whole thing is that he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. What is tough about this? Then, so he takes the hat and then makes this video.
Come get your hat back in blood, little nigga. Phase 1 of nigga is complete. I just took the fucking hat off the biggest faggot's head, and I ran that nigga out of his own fucking city. This is just the fucking beginning.
What the fuck is going on, dude? So then, okay, but this isn't even the real situation, because it's like back to back. This ChudTheBuilder guy keeps getting talked about. Essentially, everyone knew it was going to be a matter of time, based on his nature of content, that he gets arrested or killed. And I guess the first happened? Wait. So, he apparently, I'm being told, wait, on May 3rd, he got detained after he got into a brawl with some woman. What is this?
Did you just hit me, bitch?
I will fucking
You just did.
Did you just hit me?
Did you just hit me, bitch?
I don't think her fist came into contact with his body.
I will fucking
You just did.
Fucking try
just
me,
did.
bitch. Try me.
All y'all
Fucking
going
try
to jail.
Me, fucking dumb bitch. Come over. Pick up your shit, dumb man. Pick up your shit. Oh, you fucking maced me. Right now.
Oh, he maced her.
Yeah. What up?
Hey,
We got a bunch.
Yo, thank you for the 2, Patrick. A meth head versus a fraud must be normal in Tennessee. Well, the people in Tennessee wanted this guy, the people, at least in this part of Tennessee, he was a known nuisance in the city. People wanted to run this guy out. There were people talking about, like, pulling up on him and jumping him and shit because, like, his presence was just, like, that hated.
So y'all got a bunch. Tell the boys to follow me on Instagram at They Love It.
Only if you believe in freedom of speech.
I believe in freedom of speech.
This is how he does it. So he'll ask the person if they believe in freedom of speech. Regardless of how they respond, he'll then follow it up by saying the N-word.
So white people can say nigger, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, yo.
No freedom of speech.
Are you lucky I wasn't in your mouth?
I think the cope is he's making some point about freedom of speech, which is, like, dumb. Because, like, it's not... That's not what freedom of speech is. Not like you say something and then nobody gets mad. That's not what freedom of speech is.
You wouldn't do shit, bitch. We did. Come on over here.
You gotta chill, yo.
But he gets into a dispute with these people, pepper sprays this woman, which is like, wow, dude, really so tough, man. So tough. I'd be terrified of this guy in public, dude. He might pepper spray me. But he got detained, apparently, briefly by the police.
There's 2 of them. Yeah. There's another green one just like it right here.
Yeah, they normally park right here, man.
This same one?
Hey, sir. You're under arrest.
What did I do? Okay. Can you lock it?
So I think this might have been related to the earlier incident. We're getting to his other arrest. Hold on. This guy, what I'm telling you, it's been back to back. It has been back to back. Like, this has been like, there's a new story involving him like every other day. I was following this before the arrest. This was on my docket from a week ago because this guy has been in, like, new shit has been happening with him on, like, the regular. And this, people knew as this was escalating that some shit was about to happen. He dined it out. Yeah, we're about to get into that, and then we're gonna get into the he also was outed for something else, which was also we're gonna get into. I just have to pee really bad, so give me 2 seconds here, guys. It's literally 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Hopefully we didn't lose too many people. Yes, I washed my hands. Anyways, back to what we're doing here. This guy's taking forever. I'm back. Watch the clip now. All right, let's take a look. Posted in inbox, I'd imagine. DeOrio has been Ethan Klein's Mussolini, and he wants to think he was just like some free acting agent here. As fuck. It's ridiculous.
Nick can feel the ship sinking, and he's trying to make sure he has a clean way out before he goes down with it.
Yeah, this is why nobody can get held accountable, because Hassan Piker is bad.
Yeah, that is why no one gets...
Go everybody like and retweet this. Like and retweet. Super based. We love to see it. We love to see the support from the lemur, whoever that person is. We have absolutely no idea. No clue. But anyways, as I was saying, much appreciated. Thank you so much. As I was saying, what was I saying? So this dude that I was just talking, he has made the what was I saying? He's been making headlines a lot recently, and what we just saw was not the last time he got arrested. He apparently, after a dine and dash incident. Oh, wait, no, this is the same arrest. Wait, we're wrong. Okay, this is part of the... Okay, got it. Never mind. So apparently... Never mind. Okay. So the reason he made the news recently is... Thanks, man. Thank you, TMZ. I really like the recommended I get here. I didn't realize this was an NSFW... I don't think anything was shown necessarily that's nudity, so we're good. A popular streamer known as ChudTheBuilder allegedly beefed with steakhouse staff after they told him to stop live streaming, and cops say things got well done ugly. According to police affidavits obtained by TMZ, the influencer, real name Dalton Etherly, was arrested in Nashville after causing a massive scene inside Bob's Steak and Chop at the Omni Hotel. Cops say Etherly showed up on Saturday night and began live streaming while dining. Wait, what the fuck? Why do I have two? Okay, wait. Cops say Ethan Lee showed up Saturday night and began live streaming while dining, despite staff allegedly warning him to not disrupt service or film content inside the restaurant while other customers were eating. He allegedly ordered 2 full entrees, appetizers, and drinks, totaling $371 before employees realized he had continued streaming anyway. Police claim things escalated fast. Once staff confronted him, okay, there's more hot galleries. I just want to look at this article, man. Hot galleries. Okay, I gotta now put it off. You know, we'll just read it, okay? Forget it. Forget it, man. Fucking forget it. Dude, TMZ was like, they did like an article where they leaked that Aiden Ross's sister died. And you go and you look at the article, and there's just like, it's like, hottest photos from such as in the corner on like an article about like some woman's death that they like jumped the gun on reporting on against the wishes of her family. Those aren't ads. Those are a part of TMZ. Those are not ads. But he got arrested over this incident, and the reason it's ironic, once again, is because one of these people's regular criticisms is that the races they don't like or act like public nuisances or whatever. But these are like the types that were hyped up in these communities, and it's like I don't know, man. I think this guy might be a bit of a bigger public nuisance. Now, he went to jail, and he's now come out, and apparently, while he was in jail, he had a talk with the FBI or something. Let's take a look.
Listen, they took me to a fucking building that was not the jail.
But we're going to have to turn it up, because his audio is completely fogged. Hold up.
After they arrested me, they did not take me to the jail to book immediately. They took me to some building, then some dude in plain clothes gets out, he's clearly a detective, and he takes me into the fucking room in the back of the building, leaves me there for like a fucking hour.
Is he talking about the police station?
Handcuffed.
Some building, like you obviously would have known what building you were going to, unless you were taken to like a fucking black site, which I highly doubt.
I'm not gonna lie, he's a nice guy. He tells me that, oh, you know, the FBI is interested in talking to you. We're waiting on him. We sat there for longer. He comes in there and they sit down. He's like, okay, I'm with the terrorist, anti-terrorist organization or fucking whatever unit. He says, I'm from New York, and I come down here. I love it down in Nashville. So we're sitting there.
Filming at restaurants should be as illegal at filming it. Well, it is. It's illegal. It's trespassing, it would be illegal in the sense of it would be trespassing if they ask you to stop, you refuse to, they then kick you, and you just like don't leave. Right? Like it would be illegal if you continued to stay there and filming anyways after they've asked you to leave.
And he's talking to me, asking me questions, saying, are you with any organizations? And I'm like, organizations? I'm literally just a dude with a fucking phone. Just a nigger with a phone.
Okay.
Then he says, well, are you affiliated with the GDL?
Yeah, so the GDL, for those of you that don't know, is an organization. It's known as the Goyim Defense League, which is like an ironic play on the ADL. It's a group that's run by this dude called John Menadeo, aka Handsome Truth, who is, and he doesn't like you to talk about this. He's Mexican, but not that that's a bad thing. But he's like a white supremacist that is really embarrassed about the fact that he's Mexican. But like this guy, and people like Fuentes, etc., would call these people the low IQ anti-Semites or whatever. But like this guy, Handsome Truth or John Menadeo's whole thing is being a public nuisance. He also organizes, though. He runs this group. They'll organize these big rallies and like hang banners over highways. But like I saw a video where he's in Poland yelling at some Indian guy for being there or whatever, while he's an American in Poland. Like, just like, why are you here? Get out of your country. Get out of my, this isn't your country or whatever. It's like, it's not your country either, little bro. But he's also like a total like public nuisance. They make a lot of the like schizographics you see where it's like every aspect of blank is Jewish is made by that organization, which they'll then distribute as like flyers at people's houses and stuff.
Like, what the fuck is a GDL? Never even heard nothing like that. The Goyim
It is surprising that he's not heard of the GDL.
Defense League. I'm like, okay, is that Goyim retarded boy, Handsome Truth pagan fag?
Oh yeah, he's also, but the reason the GDL disagrees with that because they believe Christianity is also Jewish, so they don't like it.
Oh, so you know this guy? Yeah, unfortunately. I said, that guy's a bigger fed than you guys. Chuckled. Guy chuckled. He said, that's funny. I said, yeah, fuck, it is funny. Because I said, he seems like a bigger fed than you guys. Talk about a subversive Jew. Then they started asking me, oh, we see that you applied for a passport, you know, and everything that's going on around you. We're just curious, man. We're just concerned. I said, listen, I don't give a fuck. I have nothing to hide. It's 2 a.m. in the fucking morning. I'm tired as shit. I know you guys do this shit on purpose. You get people, neurotically.
It sounds like they were just covering their bases. They're aware of this guy's online presence. They know he's probably linked to like these right-wing extremist circles because a lot of times it is under the mask of irony that a lot of like the actual extremists come from, and it seems like they're doing their due diligence and talking to him, but it doesn't necessarily seem like they're fishing for anything or not fishing for anything. It doesn't sound like they're asking questions with the intent to like necessarily charge him with anything he's not already being charged with.
Stressed via fucking sleep deprivation, and then you interrogate them. I have nothing to hide from you people. The grace of God is with me. Do you have any intention?
How can you be like this and also be religious? I don't understand. Like, what about any of this would be godly to you?
On harming people, I pray every day. I do not have to ever use any lethal force or any type of force.
I'm pretty sure Christianity would be opposed to so many aspects of this guy's behavior. It's honestly too much to list. Like, what is godly about, for the sake of enriching yourself and getting more attention, going up to random people in public, using insults at them that are essentially, that are intended to dehumanize an entire group of people because of the color of their skin and all the negative assertions that come with that, to just go up and start calling people that in public? What's Christian about that exactly?
Force, whether non-lethal or lethal. I get on my knees and pray every single morning, before every stream. It's the last thing I ever want to do.
Before every stream where I go out and attempt to make the world a worse place for the sake of enriching myself, I pray. Wow, dude. Wow.
Which is why I try to de-escalate, and all of my streams prove that.
That's not true at all, by the way. That clip of the old man losing his shit on him, that clip, by the way, the old man in that clip was like completely, he was totally like being chill about asking him to leave at first, and he stays there and continues to provoke for no reason until the guy gets mad, so then he can clip it.
These people took all my phones.
Good.
That is evidence of the crime of me streaming, me walking out.
There literally should be a way for the court to like bar certain people. Like, you should be like given like how they have, like, it's everyone's right to sue someone, but there are people that go out attempting to sue people, and the ability to take these civil court is an important right that we shouldn't necessarily compromise. But there are people that sue on the regular over nothing, and the courts are able to classify them as like vexatious litigants, and they would be treated differently than when someone like you or I would attempt to invoke our rights and bring about a lawsuit. There should be a category for a court to brand you as like a public nuisance streamer. There is no commentary or critical aspect of your streams. They just intend to inconvenience the public. Or they're just intended to inconvenience the public, not with opinions, but just by purposefully, you know, going about and just like calling people like derogatory shit or whatever. It's like that wouldn't really infringe your ability to say it. Like you could still go around and say it, but like there should be like there should be some way to discourage people from, because there's appeal to this. There's appeal to being a fucking arrogant like loser in public. You get clipped, you get content, you get money, and there needs to be a way for like, because the platforms themselves, like clearly there's only so much they can limit. People are always going to go from site to site. But like someone like this should not be allowed to happen.
Disorderly conduct. I don't believe that for a second. So I wake up the next day, I try to go to the Apple store and buy new phones because I don't even want the old ones back. Clone them, put a fucking bomb in them, put a pager bomb in them. I don't even want them back, so I go to buy new phones at the store.
Yo, I don't know who Nope Vids is. Our second clipper of the night, of the week. Well, no, I don't know if it's of the week. Thank you so much. We love our clippers. It's how we grow. It's the easiest thing to do. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, it is immensely appreciated. Streamers need clippers, and I appreciate you, all of you that answer the call. Anyways, as I was saying. But the real story here, because then, as I said, it's back to back with this guy. Whenever one thing comes out, another thing comes out. This story takes a different turn because he's positioned himself as this like racist that, you know, is just going out and provoking black people and not black people as well. But like his whole bit is that he's racist. Wait, hold on. Another clip was making the rounds. I kind of want to check this out real quick. Then we'll move on to the next part of the story. What is this?
These are the guys that ruined America. White cucks. White weak men, beta cucks. Pussy ass cucks. Yeah. You're a fucking nigger, bro.
What's going on here?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're a racist, bro.
I'm an American.
Yeah, you carry a gun on you.
And bear spray. You want to get used?
No, it's cool, man. You have a conversation?
You want me to use... So this guy, he made the claim that he doesn't try to escalate. He is now talking about using bear spray to the literal chillest guy ever. This guy seems super chill. He doesn't have to be chill here. Obviously, do not physically aggress, but like you cannot, like, you don't have to be chill or like non-hostile. This dude is super chill, and he's still talking about like using about spraying him with pepper spray.
So why do you do what you do?
Because I think every man should be able to say whatever they want without being chimped out.
But you're also perverting the First Amendment. You know that, right?
Perverting it?
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're baiting people into reactions.
No, I'm not.
And then you say, "Well, I've got a gun on me." So when people,
no, I didn't say that. You said that.
No, you did, but you said it before. You got a gun on you. Pepper spray. Look, man, I don't know what you do.
You're ruining America. People like you.
Trust me,
make an excuse for people that commit violence. People who use violence to suppress our freedoms should not be on your side.
What you're doing.
People who use violence in a non-hostile situation, he is, for no reason at all, threatening him with violence. In other situations, he has utilized violence where it was not necessitated. It's literally the biggest mirror post of all time.
It's not right. It's not morally right. It's just not morally.
Why so?
You can say what you want. You can say it's First
You just got out of a satanic concert. You're telling me what's moral?
Brother, that's not satanic.
Nigger, please.
You can call me what you want.
This is how you do it. This guy this is exactly how he sees right through the act. He sees right. This is somebody that's dealt with bullshit. This is somebody that he's equipped to deal with bullshitters. He sees right through the act. He knows what this guy is looking for, and he's not giving it to him. I would say don't talk to him at all. But if you are, just in a calm, rational manner, combating his worldview is unironically doing a service to the public, because it makes him look horrible. It makes him look horrible, even like amongst like his own people, right? You're kind of like in their mind, they see like these types as like pro-violence, like lunatics, that if you just say a word, they're gonna, this guy's gonna come and beat you up or whatever. He's in real time refuting that narrative.
I'm saying, seriously, be real with yourself.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with your life for you to be like this, but I feel bad for you.
They ruined my life and took my freedom.
Once this is over, you'll never be hireable anyway.
I'm so scared of being hireable.
That's good for you, man, but how long is it going to stay?
You just stay tuned, buddy. When you're voting for me to be president, I will forgive you.
I'm not hostile towards you, but I think what you're doing is morally wrong.
But I didn't like how you said you know my name, but you won't talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know people you went to high school with.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. God bless you. I just think you could be better. You could do better.
Yeah, and I think
you could take this a different way. Didn't you used to be bigger? You used to be a bigger guy, right?
Fat dude.
Damn.
I can help you out.
Why didn't you? That's fine.
I can help you out. You want me to get you on a diet?
Sure.
I was trying to teach this kid.
But here's the thing, man. You could have done like inspirational stuff.
That's what I'm doing.
You could. That's not.
Hey, chat. Do you guys think I'm?
It's actually crazy how chill this guy is. It's actually like I'm like super impressed here right now. How well this is being handled right now.
Inspirational, chat. Do you guys think I'm inspirational?
Look, man. Hey, best of luck for you. I hope nothing bad happens.
You want to walk up and down the street, and you'll see how much inspirational I am.
No, man. Listen.
You'll see how inspiring I am for all.
And I want you to understand something. This dude is supposedly the Christian. Like this dude is he's Christian. He's claiming the other guy is satanic. I honestly, like, who do you think comes off as more Christian here, or more living in the virtues of Christ? This guy is attempting to legitimately create a productive dialogue while he's being purposefully insulted with the intent of embettering the life of the guy that's insulting him. I don't think that that's satanic. I think that's the opposite.
These Americans who believe in real freedom.
But will you walk in the trenches?
Nigga, I've been to the trenches. I go to the trenches, I give them.
If we both grew up here, you haven't been to the trenches.
Have you been to Napier Park?
You haven't been to the
You know where Napier Park is?
Man, you won't do it.
I've been there.
I hope you be careful.
Have you not seen my videos?
I hope one day you turn this
Why do you say the same shit all the commenters do? Bet you won't go here. Bet you won't go there.
I'm not a commenter about anything.
Beta white.
He doesn't know how to react. He's expecting and he's not getting that reaction. So he's just defaulting to trying to get it because that's what he needs. Because if he's not getting that, he looks awkward as fuck.
These are the guys that ruined America, and men like me are bringing it back.
It's good for you, man.
Yeah. Go over there, short.
You're not breaking it.
Go over there, little dude. We're bringing America back. That's why you know who I am, and I don't know who the fuck you are.
You see how
you're
aggressive?
So Christ-like. It's about having your name known. It's about having your name known.
I'm aggressive.
Yeah.
I hate guys like
you're
you.
miserable.
Right.
You don't even know me.
I hate beta white cucks that make excuses for violent
I'm
animals.
happily married. You're not.
I guarantee you she's getting fucked by a nigger behind your back.
You can say what you want about
I guarantee you, buddy. Have a good one.
You're a miserable.
This is a master class on how you respond to people like this. This guy right here, this guy, he did it perfectly. He did it perfectly. I aspire to have as much patience as this guy had.
Good guys like that are really ruining this country. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He is. The fact that he was still, despite this dude hurling every insult at him, this guy could have resorted to it. Nobody would blame him if he got hostile. But what does that achieve? What does that achieve? You're giving him what he wants. You're playing into the narrative that they already have about your side. You could just resort to violence or whatever, or hostility or aggression. He responded in a manner that was calm, collected, and just called this shit what it was. And then despite this guy insulting him, was actually speaking at points about what's in his best interest. Like, when you stop doing this, dude, you're not going to be hireable. Like, you could be doing more than this. Is this really what you want? Like, you know, that is... It takes patience. It takes patience to even tell this guy that he could be doing better than this. You're saying that for his benefit, right? Like, this is a masterclass on how to respond to, like, attention-seeking nuisance streamers. Good work. But the reason the more recent story involving ChudTheBuilder came from here, and let's take a look. Hold on. So this tweet is making the rounds. Let's take a look.
Bitch with a big dick. It's literally in my bio. I'm only bringing this up because ChudTheBuilder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions of people know what I look like fresh off work. Fucking great. But in the caption it said that black woman who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by ChudTheBuilder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time, but I never tell you names because discretion is key. Confidentiality is why my client list
a professional
is so long. But Chud mentioned it first. I think that he said it the way he said it because the white supremacists were probably like, ew, you used to hang out with a black girl, shame on you. So he had to make it sound good. But see, here's the thing. I'm an egregore too. Lily Venus, hi. Hail the great mother. So I am all about enlightenment, controversy, occultism.
Is she a Satanist? Wait, dude, it's so good. This is too good to be true. ChudTheBuilder, our big tough guy, he's going over pepper spraying people whenever he gets into a real fucking fight, or when he isn't, like when he's pepper spraying just like random women, right? ChudTheBuilder has has now allegedly, it has been revealed that he is getting pegged by a satanic black sex worker. Dude, it couldn't have been better. And honestly, it's too good to believe.
Witchcraft, and of course, love. So me talking about this is what my brand is about. Let's expose it, bro. So yes, pretty bitch with a big dick. I have not fucked Dalton since like 2015.
What? 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 Dude, this is too good to be true. Well, I thought you were talking about like a dildo. Is she? So she's trans as well. Oh my god! This fucking guy was taking BBC up his fucking rectum. This is too good, man. This is just too good. What?
He was a little chubbier then. His cheeks used to clap in such like the cutest way. Now Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't fuck him again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block? Now, when I first fucked him, he was a virgin, and I'm having a hunch that he probably hasn't been fucked since me and my ex-wife. We can start small, buddy. I got you, but you don't have to fucking cap. Like, if you're gonna say that we fucked, say the whole truth, okay? Now, with that being said, why do I peg? Because it's a hustle and it helps me get through college. I'm still in college, but now I don't have a choice. I will forever be a top because I had a surgery 3 years ago. The doctor fucked up and chopped my coochie off. You don't believe me?
What? Oh. God give me strength. God give me What the fuck is going on here, dude? What is going on? What is happening here? What the fuck is this, dude? What? Okay, so I thought. Okay, so was this person born intersex? Okay, I got it. So they're not okay. I thought this person was potentially trans. Not trans, but intersex, meaning that she was born with both sets of genitals, but somehow in the botched surgery, the one that got chopped off was. How do you chop that off by accident? How does that even work? What? If anything, you'd expect the other thing to have been chopped off. How do you cut? What the fuck is going on?
The link is in the fucking bio. I have been this way my whole life. My ex-girlfriends can vouch for me. I am a top. I fuck men and I fuck women with my dick. My dick is bisexual. The pussy is gay. And that's just that on that.
And it's funny because the only reason she was able to break the NDA, to my knowledge, and come out and say, is because he allegedly referenced this on stream in a derogatory fashion about her. I guess he was trying to get ahead of it? I don't know. But if this is real, holy fuck, dude, it couldn't have been more perfect. Holy fuck, dude. So do you think that, like, this is motivated in part by self-hatred? Because, unironically, that's probably what this is. That's probably what this is. Like, he probably is ashamed, and he's externalized it onto this group of people or something, and, like, that's just motivating him. I can't imagine why you would even take shots at her, knowing that she has this on you. He looks pathetic to everyone now. He's lost the people on his side. He obviously never had us. So, honestly, Chill Bro won. He literally said, when this is over, you'll never be hireable. And this dude laughs it off. But he's right, because the truth of the matter is, things like content creation, streaming, etc., especially doing this, if you could even call it content creation, is volatile. You can have an audience today and have nothing tomorrow. You need a backup strategy. And the problem is, this fucking shitter content does make him unhireable. So there is no fallback here. And it's starting to look like things might be over for our boy ChudTheBuilder. So this dude is fucked. Both metaphorically and literally by an intersex sex worker. All right. Well, that's that topic. And that's actually my last topic for the night. I have class tomorrow. So I'm going to unwind, hang out a little bit. I'll be in the Discord probably doing some stuff. We'll see. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. This was a great stream. We had great viewership all stream. We have been at either over 100 or nearly 100 for like a good bulk of this. We got over halfway to Streamly goal. We were over 100 last stream. So I think we've been on the uptrend recently, and I am very happy to see it because many have reveled in my downfall. Much appreciated, guys. It's only up from here, I say, until it's not. But yeah, it means the world, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send you into Jimmy. I'm not just rating you into anyone. Go watch Jimmy. Give him some support. Tell him you say hi. See you guys here tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.